enti wo hwe mpanifo call mu chief of staff mo former chief of staff ko hol mo a lot of members of parliament ko former CEOs ni bebre ministers ni bebre e ko hol ma metima ka se NPP for ahye that lumba ni munyam even before the 1 week go by babedie no I think it's the second time I'm who say minority leader afenyo marking and so e ko hol just say na enya asenketo enura omo e ko hol mo I would be surprised when you said Dr. Bamulu Amia etukwan it be over weekend over said no na say jambo china me so also be draw likely say on also e be called because they take it or leave it that the Lumba wasn't a politician but Nenyuma wo bomma MPP no is so impactful say MPP for ebe shed enmunyam entidie e course no but me the many friend yi die maka me hu musician and what me free mu a Ghana nyina ahyere enmunyam say so hwe from enena wotwe say wona wo drive ewo se dwolu kwa no so da wonam na wo ba ana minim de ekoso Kanesi side holomo de ne danso ma holomo but it's legal holomo efa Westlands e balo we pijo holomo be P37 na wotimu say yes e mante no moton sa bluetooth na gadget wo kwa ho no omo bre ya I record Lumba nyom egu pen drive so e na omo ton it said the Ghana for bit ma say that the Lumba ni munyam anywhere ni woye legend anya mencha de enye si amena free mu ansa na be celebrity no na emum ne celebrity no ansa kwa bu free mu it I think say Ghana for nyina na ye mo ye ho abaso na enura awia epone ye awia anye eseda ebi awia kakra no ene ye call OSP office na ye nua Paul Ademoche OSP se wache no adan ya se Paul Ademoche okay so far minimum charges ni yindi no but the attorney say OSP say ora Paul Ademoche no e board chairman ewo Ghana Airport Company Limited na procurement issues bi SML ADB revenue generation as revenue monitoring ade how a procurement the call ye no minimum so say anko you say you enti ono as board chairman we investigate no enya hwe lawyers ne be ka ho asem as to say board chairman the decision of the board only the board chairman could be held liable and no cause a different matter altogether enti no Paul Ademoche emre enrich okoya yes o mra wi at 3 o'clock every at 3 p.m. Paul Ademoche a report to ewo OSP office and a Paul Koy na woko adwuma 8 to 5 woko adwuma 8 to 5 I don't know so man up 10 and 9 but wo so omra 3 p.m. oba 3 p.m. wa watoto na no kakra yeah 5 mpa ba ne sa wo se me ma wo bail na bail na media ma wo no kofa asase ejapade asase anase edan mienu isa adan mienu ana asase mienu yeah we register our land commission yeah wo wan kasa wo Paul Ademoche din mu ebra asa na mama bail na pause bira mini bisa wase ndes wa fa amade a na obeta ha wu apro okasa obeka che be say ebia he wasn't that explicit first obeta hol mu wu apro but san wo kan was say until so betima satisfy that bail condition no obeda ho ena enya de so betima satisfy that bail condition timi so obewu ada ho enti Paul Ademoche da hol mu enu achi ma de achi enura empanifo ko ho ye ko hol mo ya te se mpifo mpanifo bibiri akọ mo Dr. First Lagos Fedame but they said it's will Zoom Lion sian e Japan no so kwa ekọ hol mo ema achi no omutimi vary the bill conditions ema nyamencha de omutimi satisfy ema avia no yi no ekọ enti ye fi hol mo na no that ye hol mo na je say omode Paul if you be mudi free I think it be nice us e de ne ba ya ya bili no enti me no ka say Paul Ademoche e wo fi da fe da asem no se da be court de me no ka say yenim but enkomo akoso no enti no information is me cha de Paul Ademoche ye yi no but questions be brave wo ho say no institutions bi Ghana ya yomo ho say omo punitive institutions omo ya yomo ho say omo a netimi punish obi omo was a mandate no apart from the court minim say the city when you want to use bail conditions to punish suspects not convicts suspects obi a we hear the cooperation to arrive at a certain decision now we treat it say using bail conditions minim Ghana benyesho in fact we read kakra across the world on bail conditions obi abeka cho say bail conditions ebeba na nipa calling to me satisfy no yentimi use bail condition as a punitive measure that be enya nisa because that person has not been found guilty unless we are vindictive unless what will people person back person punish no because you are not the court enti ene ibedi ho nkomo of course 60-40 agenda 1 agenda 2 60-40 mewia 100 million mamis first 60 million ma aban 40 million de me fa nkodi na me 40 million kwa me kwa na me fa na do ne me ya agreement say me first 60 ma aban no do lo so do ye mo hwehwema de o panesa kwa na o da mesremu do ye ma hwehwema de no o panesa kwa na me gusa mo say ebe dem na bu obi ase betoi say do ye ma hwehwema de o me panesa kwa ede de wapoto aso amana afi no won chi so de bebom eti bi di 60 ekoma aban na me fa 40 say be ya yemfa me nkotu prison ema me nya me yere me ma ho e wo fie dia ene say me sa beda wase o one demand bibia ko pa courtesy demands Ghana yes society na wo mu che say ese be certain beda wase at least me to odwan ba ko me da wase na ibe yi odwan nko a eti sa 60-40 won cheni no 60 de be kwa ban ho ba 40 no emuti sen 40 na ti sen ene ebeti nkomo bebre na Bank of Ghana so the monetary policy so ababontin Professor Asare-Bediako betinase ama yedi nkomo efa monetary policy na Bank of Ghana for the abano ho mate say IMF for so caution Bank of Ghana say dollars bebrebe no mudi go system no mu a enti ema dollar na Ghana cedi rate no as if say Ghana cedi no hwa ye den no you very careful na sustainable omuso munya kakra ne yenhwe ye hu Ghana cedi na nkasa na ho den de ekoso die artificial enti ene ibidi enkobo kakra holomo na that be I think so dey for the meantime the BCS no mo before atenase menua tabi eba betenase lawyer osan so osan chartered accountant de krempo anameboa nipa ku school abin pa wo wiase hu nipa se that tenase ahye school atomodi ma te se wo de fa ha wasimini wo de fa so wasimini Mr. Tabi bacho nwache mu akwaba
yenya
makati of God da ye sala mutuni me entino na ma te say
first of all God me da say ye da etiefo mpemfo momotie nyina e won kran hanom ne Ghana fenanya ye da masepanse motie neema no eti asenga wa unim da bi o mai nam yi uhuni yi mimi uhuni yi o God o mai ase ye the sentence no scheming ene de nam na ye expect say ye wura mahama e betena so yi sane o me campaign say or experience ke be ho experience na so mfa so so yen share dem ho so mfa so ni ma bobo so ikire ekwan kura o fa so ebu man no say journalist e mo nkasa okrom ha o kaseti aban na o wasem eno de hu okrom ha
aya no so ka your topics no ho no so ka topics no ho
enti ubusa me set sen a
de tie no it's not something beautiful
at all
class prefect aba Peter Ankoma Peter net saying
odo nyakopon adoma ho den wo pa
ye de nyamiase
mechia wo echia menuanom a ye chia wa ha echia tifo ne afefo nyina na me ba me won kra mienu ba ko ye de ba ko nye ne na nka ope first
me ye nipa de mpani nyina
na nye na opposite otie ni first
me dem am ever for any shops etino akoka na de ajewo no koka say
bia so sanso no no dey see
za ho
za no te
okay
ona ti ni baby na de bai
o de ma me fa de den no first
Billy Bacho ma me nti wonka wase o say mote no wo radio no so ma me hwa de why okay me Bacho etino
ne den say
that be I think you say we actually most of the time no we be being the first now the day then apa no last
okay
come on okay Mati yanko
ne enye de no obi no frem MPP panyin mu bi pa
okay
no say and me ba hanam say ani no se me ba me nchia wo ma no na ewia me bo ni din acho
okay
wo hu ati say MPP say Director of Communications no ye to aba nti say ye ko to aba wonso obe pese nka obe baba ye yi na ono no wadi wachi enye nne from on my days bepemene unimse adwuma ne de obetima ye but the problem ni say aprapire baby awugina no onye comfortable nke be ya se opesa so be person be di abe communication idea because no nipa be onu gina ne be wini so onu nipa ne be ogina ne wini a wan hwa na onum se we boisterous nti am so sase mo ka che me de me sere no ka ya pon a me fre no ko no aka chiro
okay
because godon na minimu no opade on fancy
okay
na bad din so say asemo ya wo kan me ka che na ofe yey
ita said na dey ba no pay you enti de would me ba wo de mani nwi na yi no
enti
enkrato no
senke be ya nka prapiri ono de ene ni group bi de so be pese omo be ye ya ma wo de a twu film
me twu film hin
apri leadership ya be
leadership mu de hin
flag bearership contest
kama me nkasa bi oh okay
ana de tosu mi enu no
san de no
no obi ono so panyimu pa onim no o Ashanti region so na ni ajepa na for a long time no unhu MPP communication director bia office wo sa o traits ni bi ntono de duru ha nipa kakra obetimi no makasa mo mato abama no mbe kasa
okay
na ne de wo mun so say sisika bi no ba be boa ma ria around because the MPP jam the here obi to say okay the director of communication
medasi na first one no ene second one nyina en ka che o say ye da mu nyina ase sane wi ase tie nye da bia na beti asem de na ebelu so mpo nyanwi me enra ade flyer no enra ne ba ye ho enipa bibi ne send de maami nti me hu ye no na me ka cho musu me na mfo no mo ye na me pictures ni bi ho efe chen we no it is one peda ko mo frame na me mo pictures kakra because today is na me gina whole street bi see o da me me pacho me sro ma me kama sem me sro da bi unya botema me
kukuranche
wo mo munya botema me sro me de mahu ena me so ka mo ba po mo frame na me fa me mfonyi ankasa ma wo mo ball ma be a mesre we say ni de na me gina ho street dodo but say adno ponya duro we nyamba next year
yes
the immediate one ne flag bearer position no yeah be on 31st January 2026 but e duro ho no mo a na say be contest here be contest just that me they say as you said earlier no me fa me nsemu nsie na me support that position say NPP Director of Communications no yen to so aba na yin say na me support sa but ya abuse system ni say we say tem bia o ma e ma o ma ba benya problem the hard dream so say me pa cho fe obi say ya bo abia saboa e be din be me nwa so be ka che me say lawyer ya bo abia saboa entimi ni obi endibeti wontimi nya adwuma no nya ade ade what you say but system no say the musi ya structure no tem bia no da baya menu arrange na hagba if I before no company friend say lawyer Yadwaku Befi. Also for the same thing. And I reach Lahaba as a buy. Ya Toloswaba. What I say, Etino, it to the BR system, one Casano, it to me a push that of communications out. And my party between the maybe big pa, that I don't put him. Aha, Etino, I thought the same me them support us, but and then I could decide, I could decide on the Vina and Nipa BC or Mujis or Mujidim contest here. It don't matter. I will think about it. Now I'm thinking about it. A bus mean taking decision. I don't be surprised. Say I'll contest. Lawyer, my boss.
On this subject, there.
Oh, we say this subject in Kaho. But a deeper now. But before then, a deeper now. Would the car or car second one or car say or be Pisca? Yes. But you may say, the shop. You are maintenance in advance. Me can say. Me what who said the National Service of Pan-African Writers Association.
Yes.
Professor Atiku Kai. Na me wie no farm adwuma. I think it's about 2 months to maybe me National Service and no man appointed as deputy PRO. Na ne ye letters call Cuba, Libya, letters be ko baby a baby concluding part no was a thanking you in advance in anticipation of your support. Thank you in advance in anticipation of your support. In fact, would you say you believe in that project in Bacho? Thank you in advance in anticipation of your support. May God bless you. Bacho, lawyer.
Meso me who flyer no platform so. Na say akunya beto dachi wo fie. Na ofie fo bia ho se o se na afata se obe contest. No more to say no more. Say almost be you.
Yeah.
Only when name box to box oh yeah party adwuma. Na so was some party ache. Every media adwuma wa nyina no was some party ache. Say amanfo adwene mu no. O se na afata. Ami gidi se o se na afata mpa. Na adwuma no dodo na gidi se obetimi aye. Me so me gidi se obetimi aye.
Me da
na edru ho no mo a o se nkran ma o nkokoro se yire wo. E ma wo ko. Ye nuanom bia o my flies atu agum no me gidi so monye bone kura.
Okay mate eti ekoka kwaku just a minute na ye nko ye main discussion no so okay
on no start and no panel
okay eti aja enen komo bebre wo ho no mo komo bebre ho no ma me nko council ho no mo minimum would the best at 60-40 in Chedi no so and say would the beba NPP opens presidential promise no so and say media and attack and be starting or minimum baby call the beko.
Let's start here for MPP there no.
Me that's yanko.
Okay. Enti first of all your party no be just about 2 weeks ago me boa.
Yes.
And now
what you no.
And now no. And your call Legon. Your conference. Esie pa fefefe actually as a party no ye party asumdwie nka bom odo ewom organizers no ya de party mpanimfo kuku da meba ye nyina no eda omo eye monema ema ye fe pa actually say the opposition mum na nche se ye ni buta bi asie ne so party no ye nche bebre esesa ye constitution no party man across the country who say obia dia to say nje kwaye pa na so ye penny ya na sudie kase was nti ye penny for after the conference akwatena se ene hye ya ba ba be tinetine guide ama ye yi flag bearer ye gi this 2028 eye emra ye wakonya kase betini asan de aba ban mu 2024 ya yi Ghana for edwene ho any party for ma bi eye o madwen se yenti na fie kakra na yemra ye wura John Mahama no say o experience wa ye adwuma no wa hu ne mfom so akotena se ye hu enti e ma ne kwan oba ye hu ne ekọ party for nhihye mu no ye ba be ko akoyi flag bearer 31st January be 6 months pepe di enemu eye media me wo asem kakra bi ameka fa sa adwuma hu yete se enwanu bebre ka se MPP de do internal contest ya na fiercely contested
asemu
yampa Yo yehu bi a free edubo hetam nyina ba ebedru even last one year 2024 nyina yehu ye. But bibi kakra eye sononko ewo emra yiwu yi. Yenka se saa mre no na social media ni ho saa. Inti na internal contest no na enema yekeka bi wono ma yekeka ti ho kra na enhye dem pie. Enne bibi aba efe ni internet. Ayi na enim se internet di remfi asem.
Da bi da.
Eho na yemu bebre edi agro nne. Yenhwe yekasa mu yie.
Okay.
Osono no na yesom no. Eye osono no. Osono no na eka ye nyina ye bo mu. Bibi bia bia yenhwe osono no se yengu osono n'animu ase. Yenfa se kan twetwa osono ne nan. Yentwe osono no enhwe honom ema osono no emeye sabi disabled. Ontumi enko akon enko wini. Ensema ebekeka no ye ewon susanso bebre man enne ene kochena. E ka se internet ewe mfi no me ekyene se yenua no man no mo besi akan 2028 ombe wakonya so mekwa kofa yensem a ye de to TikTok so ye de ko Facebook X ye keka ensem akese se yanhwe yi a ensem a ye beka ede a support candidate bi no ebetimi akwaba aba ba ye fidie be yi osono na hwe daache inti ye kase mu de ehu hia pa inti me kan na be kan kwakosi se ye nuanom bi e kase o MPP mu de aprapre no ya na anu eden pan e yampa ba ye hu emren ayi wo mu na ye hu ba bi ye gina ye kasa me diri se ye kasa ye kan no e ya na ye kama MPP ma na ate MPP ma no dodo na no enye internet so no mote se minstro minka se MPP fo nyina 100 a be 10% pe internet so so nipa na mekwa ko preach me 2028 no omo internet so pa inti yenhwe kasa mu yie ehu hia pa se yempanifo ebu bebi se oju ayi oju ka kire Maria na anwenam bia so itia wunyia MPP ni ekasa itia yempanifo ibia kwakọ pre flag bearership ya na yesu so ombe pre bia na won share da enye bibia mo a osono no yeso kan ye beboa o candidate bi gidi se o support candidate bi isan se ohu bibi so nkon wo candidate ni mu enti ka ensem a o hwa ebeboa candidate na ama na wini ehu hia se obego obi hu fin enti mesre MPP for ma yen hya ne nso ma ye ni agro wo internet so se o ka sembi wo hya MPP for na wo ye campaign na wo ka sembi na obi fa beto ohun asem we die na me pese MPP for nkwan na ete delegate for nkwan na ete na hu so obi dia beto platform so a me se on ni pankra be ka se asem bi wono mu a efisem die yemfa nto abonten enwose ehoko yentoma gofin ede be hata abonten emfata yen se MPP for nti we ya de a mesress ewose etiki note pa
well I'm hoping say MPP from penny for a bit take notice. You see, a to the beer, one penny for Nankasa Mudi anymore. Most of it are not always said that to say beer or mono, a tack, cake, and someone a good part in the mass. Most of it, I'm not saying same penny fully being Casa, I've been one mom Casa. But almost supporters at Tigumwa and Yasan Kitu. Obusanso, I was a better man Casa, supporters no minimum. Enti yefa futu ma supporters no so especially say omo an se machi ana beboa nyo mo na se omachi
omo ana ayi Gordon
minia
supporters na kra yomu categories
okay yes true
omo a na ya hede yi omo se omo kasama peni bi ebi mo omo a na ya hede yi omo se omo ne peni no peni na yi omo se omo na omo ne tu agina safo no so mo hwe mo kasa mu bi ono mo a oye ordinary supporter obi nim say bia ogina be mo ogina ne fa ne kasa mu bia ente but the penino may not have control over the person but omo ya shede yi omo se omo eye adwuma ma peni bi de yes remo yen hwe ye kasa mo enye ye ne se ye ne ndisi fompo na enya mpo ya ye nkasa sei yen hwe ye kasa mo se ye ngu oso na nimu ase ebise oso no ena ye ye winning symbol eno ne ya hyenso de eno ne ye be 2 franca obi a obe 2 franca ma ye bia oso so ye ne tena enti si egu oso no ho fi a na chese yinya na yegu ye ho fi enti ya de o se ye hyene so pa ye hyene so pa
mate ma me musa Peter say Peter will comment bi ho a menim the council kai
and the MPP reorganization exercise so far so very very good,
very good.
Yes
sir
sure.
And for scheme near money
David. Last week I na cook and my me full bomb bi kura my feedback there. Amount for me contact kwa debate
sir
hwe na unia na that's bre no unim conference no mkoye no mpacho chem aspirant oba ha wanye campaign
na aspirant bi amponi ho.
Oh well, okay, hopeful obi the so called hopefuls ninyina.
Okay, so me no
when about wanye campaign whether subtly or whatever means
me hu Dr. Bamia arrival me hu Honorable Kede Japan arrival me hu Honorable Aduchum arrival me hu Bright Champ Dr. Bright Champ arrival
no one hu no delegates ni mu
so say that na me wo
okay
it no but later on me hu me kai say me hu ba ko bi so na me an wo fa bo che ja ko bu eso ko che na esi ko mo say o won ko na sha che ma lo se na mo ka mo fa che so na mo ka se majimi me be say me president na de me ka say sa no mo
omu nyina
obi aye
no mo ni nam delegates ni mu
in fact ayi
now before that na no pa no we are delegates no omu da no
omu ko checha wo
na no ere
akwaba
me say na me hwehwe aspirant ba ku bi ni hu nipa bi me ne no nkom sorry
me say aspirant ni ho
mate hopeful for ni bi ana so mo declare o intention ni bi say o mo be yan ni
reality ni e bounce
unim say ba ku bi ana me hwehwe no my friend, my friend, God not say me share na ni nkomo bi.
I hope for some back.
Mu ni nkofo bi.
Okay.
I'm going operations kakra baby am die.
Kwa muntus.
Anopa no. And so mu bi na mu ti abonten ye ga say e skill ade na ma obi.
Okay.
E bi ba no mu ti ayimu eye change sign we change sign na e bi ye na na ye dey.
And na make say me no.
In fact, omo me nam delegates mu chiachia no. Na omu di nkomo. So ye beba sa no po o ma be humo ba bia na me jan o ka che delegate ni bi Ashanti say me nkofo na be humo no say o mo say o ma be hu yo say nti ye beba why mu tisem na yin mi ngoji to me nya campaign nti those kasa na before we be call conference ko be kaya na bi mu say it was unconstitutional na sa conference ko no na ye de kwa could decide top down approach and how I to about also. Per article 13 no. The decision to decide say you better about that say is settled by the second highest decision making body.
Yeah. It wasn't part of the agenda.
It wasn't part of the agenda. But then bimu for whatever reasons no mu pushi say no na ye kwa ye ho.
Yeah, the man no wan say minimum sofu bi wa kwa sorry. No we preach Boniface.
Yeah.
Yemfa hu boni nche se wode ne yire won tokwa mi hwa no wo hwe wode yire aya aka ofie ba se almanac no so no that day no sa yi na se ye kire wo ba e wo asore no ka almanac
message for the congregation do as I say not as I do
wo wie no ba ne se mini kura be kuta wa asore dem no obu wan ko fie o wura wa version no ball ni kunu mini no se masa mo wo fi da be se no se dey bi no se almanac no so die wo se ko fa almanac ne bra enti o wi ase the message bi aba obi a wo interpretation
enti part pen for ejina mo na so e ya de se o man titi nsensem bi a na ekoso they were not distracted. Now amendment is not a course on a year. Share 207. The number of delegates are a two Abayi candidates, the then candidates, normally about 2,000.
Okay.
207. And now party call 208 or Mulusu here. 2009 omko amendment do trade fair na wo ho
yeah na wo ho
ena omo de number ne call soro and also 2010 omo call yeah to aba no but at that time omo so nipa 2000 there Akufo-Addo wasn't the grassroots person
yeah
right yeah amendment de do na beka ho no President Akufo-Addo ne winning 2010 contest no by 73-74%. Yeah. Nipa over 180,000 na koto saba no. Onyamu 120 something thousand. Onye grassroots person.
Akufo-Addo nye grassroots person.
Yeah, you see, enu ko danchen 2014 the same. Enu ko ade o jump ko 80 something almost 90%.
Yeah, onya 90 something.
No. 2014.
Yes. 2014 almost 95%.
So over time, no. Oh, because at the end say why any grassroots person? The grassroots person, no. Say ne grassroots person no omuna ekoto abaku yi constituency executives.
Someone.
No omuna ekoto abaku yi regional executives.
Someone.
Na say regional executives no ebe jina baby ebe take a decision na aka say enya reflective or grounder. And mentiase. What you say?
Me question na mebusa. Is anybody saying say Obi a why vice president on your ticket for 8 years? Why a running mate 8 years? On your grassroots person.
Akufo-Addo nya 94.35%.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Because I'm man 89.
And there be 94.35 and ala nya less than 5%.
So when following your grassroots person. Grassroots person.
Yes,
it's as simple as that.
As a grassroots person, where Juma ebe different. A Juma o ye ya o de ma o hu sa title say grassroots no. O for community pon argument all ye na.
Yeah.
Say I've been there. I did this, I did it. O for Boachi eja akunde na o kasa.
Because some kasenka if me wan ke bo me go me ye wi mpo ana.
Me da min kabiu.
Min kabi. O she eya na ye yi afi Mahmoud Bawumia. Okojina box mu a na ye chi nkrofo content ne sa anoma. Sa no, grassroots say you are winning people for what? The party.
Yes.
Or no die no ojina one place televised. Odi dance here. Ye wia ye nyina ya koda no. E so come back to the documents no ko submit ye no. Eye re-evaluation ehwehwe normal esaba ebe presenting for almost 10 months. Consistent to. Ni de ni entua ni ka wo. Yen crofo e ka grassroots no, we nya contract obeba radio so abedi watem. We nya contractor obe attack wo. We nya contract ye di jam. Nkofo esra nkofo e ka campaign senya. Enye se ye be mo bibi kaka na ye ka. Ye call stadium. Bawumia a former president. Wa earning a title no ye duma. Oh sorry, former vice president. Wa earning a space. Nanado ni ho. Kufuor ni ho. Platform no wo ho man.
Debi omo ho kra na.
Me ka se omo wo ho a omo nyina be nya omo de back. Sa space no say yes, me ka say because of their asset. When your competition be our platform na ye de man no.
Yeah.
Brian Eba no kan who say no ye MP. Ade mienu ko so ankrofo ntiase. Wo mu ba bi ye pema ankrofo no. Ya ka say sika ni party no. Enti ye moa ne yenye. Penimu bi obu a ye no ekọ ho ko hwe say baby o de man ankrofo no. Eni aduane a ye say de mom no onya ya. Brian ye ne de because o ye MP. The constituency in Crawford Aba was right. Bawumia, you can't say party into Inchiaka Nisa man or ye. What dinner no a flag bearer for the last elections or Koshe any sano menina. Inti so aba na when yasa kwenya ya bibi awa enu sometimes yemfa your evaluation of the grassroots no enko it is you working for the party and getting people to appreciate the party What you see? Yeah, who's idea? Because you take incorporate definitions. Some of your grassroots. Or more definition where you are free. That definition they are giving.
Okay, but say me time like now.
Many really you know.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Now say last week me 5 minutes me
Last week 5 minutes. Now what the man wine? What the time if you feel the buy? I be buza so if you feel the buy and I have a fat time no ha. Yes, I say me man the time.
What the kase? What the
young kwa. Grassroots. Now who's a winner grassroots person? You see, and conformity person definition of grassroots person. SS who goes cook a crabby, I wouldn't grassroots person be. Sana conformity aye. Me was some conform so or more casses, some conforming your grassroots for no. Or more cassa within 5 minutes. No, there be no more the academic credentials are back. Maybe a communication this, me a masters in me one knows or no a grassroots person. But Obiso knows who could have masters in another, was one to know your grass because of a school.
Nothing minimum
grassroots person
or your police station executive.
Oh, baby, in fact, a lawyer Bafwa.
Yeah.
But Bafwa before no, and conforce that you made a million in no, yeah, a police station executive.
Yes.
Lawyer Dennis Munina, baby, hey, many people Brabant police station executive, but only lawyers, medical doctors near that day. A two who have one dresser were dressing to suit the professor Oma was with one grassroots person. Me patrol grassroots person, and grassroots person, and your bone grassroots person, and so be a one co school. Grassroots person, you will be a 1 year to my party, and one no Peter Co.
Peter, okay. Mama, 1 minute.
Peter, the Bible, what you can you? What are the genuine? Yeah, go, cousin.
Grassroots as the man can't be.
Okay, Martin.
Why they beat me politics are on your grassroots?
Minimum.
Say it's now we can't go for my polling station. A German way. Only send my polling station chairman.
Minimum.
My
yes, but and your cantonment too.
I block my west. My a constituency financial secretary. And say you can grassroots and when a grassroots person. We are grassroots penning for our person or more pray Omunya Quenya a bear flag bearer. No more departing in them corporate to me 2028 in Yano. Omunya grassroots persons in their own right.
Yes.
If you the MPs, they work with the grassroots. Ebimu ye certain MPs. Ebimu are holding national offices. Ebimu even as ministers krano. They work as politicians.
Yeah.
Yes.
Onya
grassroots person. Oshia Dr. Mahmoud Dr. Mahmoud Baumia were born to our Krum Hanum for more than 16 years.
Yes.
I'm a MPP. Nanado nam hanonam ha. Neire nam ha. Grassroots edima bene sinse. Enti obi a grassroots person so we hear politics there grassroots no if someone a better aba amount enti I believe say sometimes obi ono mo say am for the title to hominia kofio for so grassroots
president for so president
maybe a title obi person dey turn on so
yes
but a ba say grassroots no there untimi nya politics and grassroots person
and typically of him was a grassroots person
yes
what you say
it may be a title in be person of the turn on which I think it should be allowed, but you share in the real context of Ubia on the grassroots ayejuma. Young people for na the grassroots for no ayejuma at one point or the other. Into young credit or more with that.
Peter,
okay. Enti Honda is settled. Now nim filing fee. Presidential primaries and also be the a serious business.
Of course.
Very serious business.
Of course.
To the extent,
of course.
In any case, sikano and he has to be free bottom.
You must be resourceful.
And also be director of communications. Over call round a year and ya to near the abo.
So soon the monto. Mr. Papa Nibia, your friend, in advance.
Papa him. Is it what's our power? Also, we are to take a crowd.
Another way, sir.
Hey, what the menya sem Mr. One more for me. What am Mr. What have you? Mamma come myself.
Me bato ba.
I promise
there be to wa beka no. Me coach me na me adwo you know powerhouse no. Na me boss Professor Tuku can one day no so open my me ma back ra me ma ni hu no. Ti ma me back ra anti bi ba na me ne call prof. Who's a prof so ten anti bi so short woman. Facha me anti bi anofa be tia wo. Enti yedin komo na prof bi na no a o ka kire se o so danti bi ase no santi bi to se wa bre pa e no se dia wo so to se wa bre pa so se tete me no but what I say what me ashepu me ye na me suban no he will not be surprised say me free bantama oh asema Professor ko kai no and coincidentally ya si fi e bantama oh because the papa de me to ne papa wo fa but no ye ba mu hini wudi ka so ba mu hini o bantama wudi de kro
David,
me so se be kwaku do be hu e ka se ba mu hini a ba bia asante hini fi mu a ni ko sie wo mo e wo ko fa do chi ho no aha ya no se ye bo hini o aha enti me de me to no ho no wo ye wo hini papa wo fa no direct to no ye friend na asa coincidentally nim papa no wonye that short ba ne wo fa no yetiatia na se bo so atenta na ma fa me nim se de obi to obi o ti bi fa ne sa oh yeah it is about partners and many idea and ye be bondi
no no kiki me wa fem won hu da uni be that be on price here aha wo ye push over and na wo ya set so wa wo ye hu ni papa na mi sraw yan kwai a serious business na sika na ente say free won kwa abotum
yes
so enti so ukodi ndi fo biati say o scan so a o hwe ya am say enra ayo so ye me paper dispatch your story be attack Kennedy say 5 billion no eso no I say ya aton party
na other na I will publish story from attack Kennedy still attack Kennedy
oba the bad meka ana una meka kire wa oh so
and na wodi conscience
oba contest
and na wodi attack Kennedy cause oba contest na wodi conscience I'm telling you adia wono wa ya MPP
oh yeah wodi ya attack Kennedy asem na mde ba
you
so in any case 3 years ago NDC in opposition omu charge 500,000 as filing fee and omu form na 30,000 to the the depreciation and appreciation ni interest rate 3 years kura ampo you calculate here na MPP in opposition 3 years down the line is charging the same 500 as filing fee
that means 600 100,000
form in the go okay put my form kura
about one
fanko then this day obi ko form 30,000 but when you 500 now fanko
like I said about a total of 800,000
there be na 530,000 5,000
and 30,000
530,000
okay
for the NDC in 3 years
okay
so an MPP 3 years down the line what's 600 or the 600 mpa na so when you brepa na manfo mu gidie so what ma be di o ma panyin ma na year they should be able to raise the money for in any case over the years President Kufuor kwa o ma mutu ya ni filing fee ma no take 98 contest na ke sika pa ka President Kufuor enwini
oh na filing yeah of course that one is true
sika pa
oh na ko fu sika chen no
MPP contest bi enu akwa ye se wo sika pa nti and I win. Yeah, people in Kwam.
That's the person for that time. No be saying and no koye business breaks. Business be say anye and they say work on the cap na. And
so but so
yet they chose him.
Yes, for a reason. What you say? Enti sikasam no so dey engodancha because in any case running a presidential contest no is very expensive. The CDD, the last time was $5 million or so. And look at me, if you say, Skebi one ma, or I am mutuatia, and no, and call budget. Me sure say it could even be more. Because me will be our call election, parliamentary election. Now, I spend $2 million there.
Hey, parliamentary?
Yes.
Hey, and then adding.
Share.
Parliamentary election.
We have a natural.
And no, didn't be bought to me. My man can cancel. Na yanko afili yanko
me final point na fefa
me pese yakwa atani dibra yenchini no
running a presidential election make and say because a year serious business no e bi mu seiska e bi mu say omobre me sre part in penny for they should be fair and give fair chance to all the hopefuls
saying
unim and I'm happy nipa obeda oda election ya no Joe Wise or a disciplined person.
When I said the wise, no, but yeah, the one the man and Crabbe or Bekwayo because he's a wise man.
Yes. Many J. Honor for Dano. I would me fetch me. I was a bear 6 years ago. Said Nagalam say a question. Yes, Joe Wise can sing be say he was prophetic. Okay, said the other question there. I just a shoot to kill. Okay, said them for dinner tell one memo. Afraid that has been the popular refrain now from a lot of people say including ministers today. Yes. So to me say party issue statement to be on 20th March 2025. Okay. Mbebo so kakra last week maminya problem but mesa can be say about statement no so problem. Now more this statement but more problem. Say okay. All me quoting from the third paragraph. All party members are hereby directed to immediately cease discussing party issues that create 1. Unrest, 2. Negativism, and 3. Disaffection in the media and other related platforms. And they were fortified by the Article 10, 7, 5, 3 and 5. What I say, you need to protect the image of the party at all time. Hopefuls no you were right. Hardly so better say bia omo baako ato bomb to each other and ko better cry friendly but omo di omo achi no me see platform bia na nsia mu true me course so amajo me see me come nsia bia me hu yam eh me me course ni she ehu enye o say minim say Joe White na be see form na so party no now with the new amendment no say they don't need to say better when you must answer, especially elected executives. Who occupy a position now, we be job on tonight the diatem. Hey, you hear will be no be because says cap boka koye campaign now tinchen better to bomb are running it down at the diatema can say I bet creating disaffection, I creating unrest, I creating problem. Any party better no position I check. And so what do you suggest a party in Bay? Oh, Joe Wise is a disciplined person. Okay. Those aspirants, you know, they should crack their whip. And as hopefuls, no, Obibia or the hopeful be a cheat. Now, Obeka can be I didn't Basa Bebadi, Sani Pano, especially Nipano crap position your party, say constituency executive, we are party no communication director, and our former BBB. Or BB regional or BBA. Now, but it can be etia hopeful be. That the problem beba. Who's any pan or say party to me you free party. All right. Say omo ye vetting no. Scope of work. Any guidelines or de beba no. Omo take into contest. Say enye nkrofo ne pena eye hopeful no na ye problem no. But omo chidifo. Omo biemu say wachifu obi koka bibia. Implicate party na normal ya actual kan ya. Yeah, we can. This sanctions no ebeba. Oh no, yeah, and I know said Joe Wise no. Sometimes ya anka we feel say enim but we draw be attention ebie saade because maybe me how no. Now me no ya because akwai se empanifo ni bia your imagine say me kokan be problem. Nti mesoma mema wo akoka. O ka wi an ma pacho. What you see, but what we forget say adie na waka no o kana o patch was that video na delete on social media. What you see, enti yemmiemu say it's your team obi a mehu say all can be a fa ho no say wo wa mi anim anhwe say be ha ye ka tia party na na de sa no na yaka say yempe de ba ye be sanction. And then nipa no so ko kan bibi sa na wo hopeful no wo tia. Enye say wo be yi ho afrim keke. O say nipa no so no o man hu say no on count him who and then he shouldn't be seen around you. All right, me that's it. My main call will be the definition of grassroots aba YouTube. You call for a motion in ano the munina. So say a grassroots movement is one that uses the people in a given district, region, or community as the basis for a political or social movement. Okay, that's your definition. But we are based on this component. But I say one power when you see people in the community and find position. It grassroots thing will be a year. Oh, the first one that do local used to grassroots for the year, Juma. Council battle. Young call agenda 60-40 winchini. We are lawyer. Minim city
if you say practicing law and before be practicing law and I say oh yeah county me say what boy more the firms big crump Dania dia Saturday what to be that
God in me that say me the kind ewo baby enyanom wie no efa guidelines and some about age issues you know
MPP some more day
I say MPP for you see guidelines no are important and most times they are parts no e dey share saba na sana bi kan na say party man ye hwe ye pa but sometimes nipa no be ye nema such that say o person implement guidelines na ase e don bebre bu be fu na say the unrest aba party no ma yen hwe party no engu sa sana mesre guidelines no be honom say e be guide yen na so yen hwe say conduct no emfa party no enko enimguasie mu anase emfa eniwu emma say o form na party no e wo say ye tenetene wo a don't be sorry nka say ene ye beti ye ho ene ye ye time machi before ye ta politicians ye ta use some of these words na M1 as MP it mesre say yinya nkasa no ye ne ye kasa mu no enye ebuo emma osno no na emma ye ho se party for ma eno ne me meka afa aka bi twa me nyanom kan ye na ye ba agency ya agency me there apart from Yerado for honorable for nsemi ya wo krom ha che me she dey hu se ag atene general eye media person minim se lawyer media anka o ojina bia ye court dem nti se amanfo afomomra because shebi akoso a e se court ni ejina e kasa asem so ye ag de onhu se anama otu no e ya namo a party no ye NDC no e na ayo imagine se sa namo no mbitu omo leader Yura Mahama wasan ba bie mu no because omo mfo na ag no ene omo maka na ye na menyini senka omesoso se ensemu a famra ho media so na yetena ye so omo ba ye na omo de ora ebaye
yes
ne boa nti agenda ni nyina na se yen ye party ma omo enim so omo gina efa ejina no de yen yi omo free boni omaye na se su so omaye eho na yen penti afoforo no especially MPP for se omo de omo ye akronfo omo wi a oman no omo de dwirim omo nim se enya no kure nti ansa na ban no kure no be appoint the ministers any other appointees no kure no na ya set up ora
na set you saying
operation also the recover all
operation recover all loot it's any ORAL and it's a new one about operation release all looters. You don't see ORAL na. It's operation release all looters versus operation recover all loot.
Okay. Ora no. Emma omo nye NDC for. Enna ne abey no eye NDC for there. Nti omo start say omo horo onya hwe kodes waye ne ye chi nkrofo yetimi bon nkrofo charge. Ewo press conference as a charge in kudu court emani panonya kwan enyina sana ye wura yi enne ne party for aye e free se omoba aban mu e free January ye wura do for ye ba na issue ne so a 2018 ene ba se Guinea Bank na oye owner na oye part of the ownership omo ayi sika bia be 5.7 billion Ghana cedis ayi sika twitwiri die pa anfan embra kwan so enti abanda da no e de charge bit say fraudulent breach of trust any money laundering any charges akese ebo omo no mugina court ya kaises eno ka ho nti na sa banks yi kura no enti enya enanyina so ye de koka ekeka other banks ho ye create consolidated bank any other ye NDC for the campaign say ye go banks ama manfo ahwe o madwuma ama nkofo sika hye anom nim so moboa no mo sini nyina anya no kore eno mo ba ye o mehu se eyampa atene general say omo review ye no sika no every 5.7 aba be drew 3.3 billion Ghana for ye sinya hwe munko sika na mra afi de wo se saa sika 3.3 kra emu 2.7 de anhye da kra enko bia ho nti ne wo se Ghana for ekopre eye be 300 million Ghana cedis eno so no hwe asem ni mu a ogidi se tiema owura no fa emu ye chichemu oha ofa mu aduanan no de mu aduosia ama Ghana ebeboa Ghana asense nipa no dwirimu a yesusu se akoso no ye de ne begina emranim ama court ankasa decide nti wan se no NDC for omo ankasa no amanye se omo mfansem ne nko court o dabi omo ankasa no betena omo offices no medi asem no especially efa omo emma ho na we yade a eha because se obi wo hia bo odansoman na ye de charge bi ebo no se waye bibia sa nipa no obenya sa akwanya no se ye sika charge a onfa 40 no onfa 60 emro na as you said they say ye floodgates no they've been opened minyi ne se sa na this for person mo kire it is sanity omo person mo kire ye se eba omo emade a omo yes no nko ye radofo yi obi and me nka so nye ndisi ni obi an ko ope flag bearer edi wo di finance minister the governor da NDC governor wo NDC aban yeah wakako pre ana akako pese obeye flag bearer ama NDC nti say clearly no omo ba say omo beye Ghana fo bukata yeah so we mu ye nipa no mo ye campaign say yewura mahama na wadi mampanyida Asare-Bediako wajine na Bɛkyerɛ wasua the lessons into edibibisu ya Gordon Asare-Bediako ene na Bɛkyerɛ megide se ye the 6 aid na Ghana 9 enya de o se Ghana for so ba mama ye hu bibi o saade se NDC for tena ho emekoso a e ba be da ho awo yewura jomama din mu if so on the president or na dey tumi ni nyina ma no enkofo acting nyina no ho edi mu no mo acting omo acting oni din mu NDC for amaye ho se omo judiciary de omo mpa omo asem ye ma me toko no ye hwan na se akonya ama eniema anka ordinarily ye beya ma obi a ye tutu na no ke beya ma no no ya mani nyina abo no we nyina no kire NDC for botaye omo wo se omo mfa emra kwan so enya adwuma because ni atani general ekan emra be mu ne wo saa se obi eye dwiri mu a ye mfa ni ko gyina court asem ro court mpo no ye kwa ko ye free court aba bet na fia ka se o de fe mu system bra na fe mu 40 ka ba to ayi bia concern bia meme wole se obi eko plea bargain ye ne dem emma court gitumu ana ye ne dem abra court anyintu because say plea bargain ba na court en sanction ya say what is the guarantee say Dr. Dofo scanner says wo tua no so workers won't tua is it enforceable because we have no document apart from word of mouth wa attorney general Bekara Bonti court bia enka anyintu. I remember say the case of Atwesian. I just made justice Bafo. On 1-1. And now one Orago Fedame. And Omuka say why enter to plea bargain. Justice Bafo say case no a new baby or bit my enter to plea bargain. It's a draw my more family court of Munjin when the court to burn a plea bargain with you too. And they do also.
Now sorry. When Timmy Antia asked for promise here.
Yes.
Court sa etwenaso
because na ba be an agreement yes. Approved or signed by the court yes. And enforceable by the court. Yes. Eti we no that be when tia obetiko aka say wonne Verse. Dr. Ayinde Kopo enko that agreement.
Yes.
Your word against
and
my word.
Nothing. Obi a bit my.
In fact, NDC aban person shenya na say onfa asem no enko atemwafo anim.
Hey, is a mudi ni fie.
And enye fie no mudi no because asem na wo court. And no more atena nchen ahyehye. Na e wo se anka wo court. Nanka sankomo we nyina akoso. But because omonim se Ghana for ati play bargaining denti no. Omo de ba bebiri ene so se sa na tie. But you nim se enye sa na tie.
That ready nyesa.
Just to favor yen crofo. Na obi anya Ghana ni ensen Ghana ni. It say unnecessary Ghana ni na oni bi no. And na ye bu ne kwasea. Menyi ni se Ghana for koto abama NDC no. Na omo to ama NDC se sanko mo se no momra na yemidi. Instead say obekọ court akwakoto asem no so no. Wo de ba betena media mu aba bi di asem no. Nti asem no enye court ni ebi no. NDC ba so say ensem a esefata a wo se court no wo se hono mudi no. Na omo ye ne say enkofo omo gidi say omo nsem na ekoso court a omo benya mane no. Omo ko enta no le pese kwa nko yi asem no free court. Enna ne aka no obi a ehwe na nipa na no de okrum ha ye nka ne hye ye make sure say ye mu bi nkasa okrum ha culture of silence ye famre okrum ha ne de ba betena court of public opinion indi na be kan kan say ye tena okrum ha at least NDC time be hu ye ma me betimodudusu
yes
as attorney general
we will jail them
ye hu bebre
how dare they
lawyer need there
so kai
court na ujina lawyer need there court na ujina
yes.
So we there ye jina media so enti nya de ya omai gense on be ma atemuafo anya bi aka so mo de bekọ omekọ kan bi wo court kra na omo di kan decide am atemuafo no enu nti no mo de ba beto social media
me de ye me hu kra boni say wo ye na court no eruli against her na wa hwepo up public sentiments against the judiciary.
That is the agenda.
Eti jaja one ruling adeno amana nko in favor of government no omo accuse Shadia bi base capital akwa friend simple Mike Hinaku base capital will court more than 5 years. All of a sudden you say adena akọ so akọ appeal o se den wa wini eba ye do bia mechechim attorney general na esa beka na bonjam yate say anti o eye charade I'm telling you eye playbook no matchro and no modern mo bi ache mo se playbook do bi book no ma there were act 1 scene 2 scene 3 dia haebeye was say Mike Hinaku ekọ court no nanka woni Mike Hinaku di nkomo wodem ama base capital si no ka say wajiatu so ayebone ento betua sika bi e de ama oman no I think about 10 million as I say so betua 10 million was it dollars or Ghana cedis what a million be a million 10 million Ghana cedis e de ama oman Ghana and 1 year and Mike Hinaku akwa court and akwa win ye it is here no Ghana you lose 10 million tio was said that a prelude to his engagement with Colorado for because okay we can be 10 million no ekiya moka ene court ba kwa different it is very decided the mama kwan na me kwaji 40 ni nya bibi mo man Ghana washeda and that they have so said omo kan wo dem hey na sabi previous say car sem kwa bo ahimfi a ne bo wo car abedwafo so obenya bibi di kofi na bo a ye ka se kofo dwan bra se twitwa de omo moji na sere ena mo fa nche na Saturday nya prof na bantama ka be ka se obi ye wo do already show out what you say omo wo ho no mo eto ya ka ni fie die sister 40 sister no kwa aban ho na 40 no so enwa na ma ewo mu no tesɛn abedwafo etas no 40 no wa na nya asɛn
ye nchindi
ya ni aka ho hwe Peter yankwai
yeah go on
prof aba
yes
prof papa aba o de
o ka say me papa
prof papa aba
o ma o mbe patro ni bi
enra
what don't make can last one.
Okay
you see aban eji na attorney general no on na aban lawyer penny
yeah
internet aban na also kasama no but share all these instances am my when say omo kasama aban no omo kasama nipa na
aban no ene aman no ne omo
nya asem no inti we ene omo agenda omo de tia aban mu say ye try ka say yankoma ɔman no ne aban no nanso so ɔma na yakasa ma ɔmomo
ya
na enye saa de ananka press conference we de na emu nsɛm no ne ngɔsɛ yɛbɛka kyerɛ Ghana
Dabi and before then Kropona information minister he says information minister government communication the bay Obeka say we did the urban there a ramble in the jungle okay we say just a storm in the tea cup from eh Professor Isaac Boadi one dean faculty of finance and accounting UPSC me formal school abaha na me ba ho na we were building a dining dear so na me hu say
easy
ai me hu say office ba ko bo ni acho I visit ninye dinner na office of finance and accounting prof office no na me na me call Dr. Timothy bo aha ti me hu say office no wura me si me nwane ntem na nje saa dia prof tibia and that was for Professor Boadi aba prof actually to say Nyamiadom ahode e wo holo busa for so omo po asem do Ghana for po asem too much entemo boduma ti ba me kopita ho
na tika no
sa
na you say a kwanda it's bit of a chance
me ya dum jado mo bata mo sa mo hame esa na mintimi so jana kese Peter yan ko 60-40 woncheni me the sala metem e ye woncheni straight
godon
minia
unim I think say a dangerous practice
I just say chess formula 60-40 hey dia mo de ko season we munie e number bro about to play so okay yeah ko Peter
me say and no ma attorney general no or you know e ya rehoma o man no and I think say obi bia or do man bia should be worried no bomb man me like am kukura was think or resigning because we good when massive from this a year arrangement here or okoye no or issue statement now kind statement now last but one paragraph in TO 0.5 this after 60-40 no this decision, however, does not imply an absence of wrongdoing nor a vindication of any conduct.
Okay.
So I agree, say there's a wrongdoing. Say banking sector cleanup no. Unibank in Dr. Dufo ni nipa nsumbi. Aye nyomu bi a emfata. Into or say oman kese na match omo approach no. Some person omo ne trans na omo din komo. Na omo hwekwa omo befa so a asem no omo beka. And you were damn right when you said say okay, mo hwe no mo ka no ye lawyers, but the arrangement is that you go to court for pre-bargaining. Now court are witness. So when this were and I say if there's a breach, then an action can be taken. But where there on one and na court na dem asese. No say or they about 800,000 almost 800 million Ghana cedis worth of were transferred to Unibank. Emu 824 million so they landed properties. Na Nyakana also utia 1.2 billion a year. Or say it will be completed over a time of 18 months.
Okay.
Into Wama Dr. Dufo 6 others 18 months say omuntia a kana akan. After say or the 40% acheno. Wasaman 18 months say omuntia a kan.
18 months, almost 2 years.
2 years. So omuntia. As to court na nipa man sa timande yes ade yinya yin
interest rate wo hu kra yin and na so best Ghana say the sense why yin
and dey obi anim ono ape but unim chechemu o de buy no this is the statement o o de bet chechim ni nti o take that decision no o ma ni nti a ogina so e ma o yes ade di kan tie na ya reho o say the receiver of Unibank acknowledged that the fictitious amount totaling 2.1 billion did not result from cash outflow but related to accounting entries. Or say, or no money na share no. Nti manage tumjo ohun say sikano a Dr. Dufo ne nipa nsia ama o man na hwede no. Enye se bia sikano o man na hwede ne mum omo accounting na omo chocho ni chocho enimu no na ma o man na hwede say scan.
O man na hwede scan. Me ba to ti say obi ebusuani obi eku obi ebusuani na eye manslaughter ya charge na manslaughter anase murder me ba chobu so from be ye na so munye yi o da bi manwe say obi no obi ebusuani ku na say ye ko
obusuani ye yi
na say kokko da court ka say oh e bia na self defense enti e charge na murder enye yi ye charge na manslaughter ebusafo no omusuani egwa na wonwi on bedi na watchi omu ye wonbesu
of course
it what is he talking about
o kai say banking sector clean up exercise by your call dodowa workshop
ya no mo say
ombe cheche mu say no omo accounting system bia and what the omo Bank of Ghana na what the what bank na ankeso no
some program ye koya professor ye fairness ko bleja fairness simple oh report what e be try to 2 years
yes okay
yes
enti obi a wo ye bank adwuma now we me prepare different account and we me enter 40 accounting processor or say ma kwama we
Bank of Ghana for catch ye e wo dodowa hotel friends forest hotel meboa
yes
omo catch ye compare 3 years ago
yes
omo catch and I remember vividly say omo so omo call Unibank
yes
say omo ko hwehwe omo nemamu a
yes
no ma sa create bibi e wo desktop na chi enti the omo presented to Bank of Ghana that time no different from the actual now omo dia share pass no
yes
omo kan Bank of Ghana officials told us
yes
our first hotel ye wie ya na Professor Frepo Boatin wo kwa na obane se we galamse ni bi wanti manya no da wo se e no mo de ekọ ho se ye betwa dronto so wo ye twa dronto so ayi
tie bi o
say
ncheche mo de buy ni ntia opene so je 60 no de 40 chair no. I say both the criminal and civil cases have persisted for over 6 years with no immediate resolution in sight. And so, third one, even if the judgment were eventually obtained in either the civil or the criminal proceedings, enforcement and execution could take years, further deferring any meaningful recovery. Into the 18-month arrangement now, I agree. And then the enye
yes
Dabi
na me ka se bia ka de chako me ka se bi o ka so matua mpo omo ntua in fact that detail minim say 18 months
okay on the statement ni mu this official full text we are share with you no
it no so abase messiah no
oba be chire mu no o say o man 18 months to pay
oh I see
kana omo edem
okay 60%
40% in there ashe 16 o matua bi dada landed properties bi
e go 200 dey na ka 40 years
Ghana cedis landed properties o mo dey aba no matua 800 million so na ne aka ne dey 18 months no ntua ne kakra ebi otio o se ebi ma akoye se de oye no I say obi a wakochi goat ara ya kochi so akowia goat aponche na sa goat analogy say so obi ko wia goat now we say wa refund on fa famra na nya man nka no sa analogy doesn't make sense but here ntiti more the buy
yeah which will make sense no yented what will make sense yentie
I say fellow countrymen and women
this will make sense
the goat thief analogy intriguing though it may be it's oversimplification tie first Dr. Kwabadufo and the other person standing trial were not charged with stealing or looting of public funds but they were charged with 1 causing financial loss to the state. 2 fraudulent breach of trust. 3 falsification of accounts. Dishonestly receiving and money laundering.
Hey, yes, this is attending to the doctor. Dishonestly receiving.
Me call Ellie Manco Montessori. It is Misrao. I say I'm charging of stealing and then but dishonestly receiving. Dishonestly receiving.
Me ya adwuma wuntu me multimedia.
And now also be director of communication to cheche mu yi.
Me nyan confirm me.
Obeko and
me ya adwuma
oh it's settled obeko. Obeko.
Me ya adwuma wo wuntu multimedia.
Yes.
And na ya ye advert ama obi. Nti ba ko ba ye na obetua ma marketing department. Oba me gina indeed me ya adwuma multimedia wo wuntu multimedia so and na magie.
Yes.
Miss Masahana me marketing department magic.
Yes.
My fan marketing department. This kana wasa misrim.
Yes.
Dishonestly receiving.
Yeah. And where they stealing.
Chrono.
Into be kase.
We put what said that.
Yes. And quite dangerous.
dangerous and was money laundering. Hey, na papa be so adai.
So I don't see any ya. Oh, my engaging the pen. One day, I would call parliament. Now, you say, "Wa ben book from there." But let me say, Bibiano, or say a bomb. I
just be the Hano. It
doesn't make sense.
FBS will be a bonidia. It
is possible.
But me who is a Peter Fatcher me. No, Deputy, the me who is a. If you are seeing you be on your bonus or mere politics.
Yes, I agree. Yes,
well, you're very good.
Ampa.
Be a watcher at the minimum will be watching at the that. What can one say? Professor Dr. Yin no one yard. If I hear what class student class in teachers are my bone. But when what being what friend is saying, Peter, a nipper I tried there with School of Communication Studies in West of Ghana.
Yes.
Media, Sam.
Yes.
Okonokas or print media.
Oh, yeah. But newspaper.
I need 2 months.
West of Ghana Communications Department. Your paper.
Meanwhile, being so said uncle school be as all my newspaper 10 years running. What are you saying?
Political science professor be a contest election. I'm sorry, doctor. When you're 10. Obi on no politics.
Ayana. But I don't know that me I can't for was on one political science. What political studies? Yeah, political science with the University of Ghana. On the political studies. Oh, Peter, what we?
Few way.
Okay, uncle.
Few no more or church him Nintia or Peneso for J 6040. Second point on the good, say.
Or the goat analogy was it doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense.
But there no kind that makes sense.
No. First, say or say you are charging is stealing. Name you're charging on dishonestly.
Honestly receiving.
I know they are stealing.
Okay.
See, the analogy assumes that these charges could be proven beyond reasonable doubt. On the contrary, the record showed that charges were contestable, and there was a high likelihood that the defense could have raised sufficient doubt to procure an acquittal.
And he has a jaundiced mind.
He
has a jaundiced mind. Is it the judge? And then there's a likelihood say you win. Now contestable.
Now why issue statements? Earlier statement Wabra Ube announced say 60-40 say it doesn't mean say there was an absence of wrongdoing.
Why admit it?
Say there was a wrongdoing. So why then do you come to tell us say Adianu Krampono now omo contest it?
Okay.
The the third reason or my or say lastly, in respect of the case at hand, 100% recovery was not possible.
Okay.
And the conviction was not guaranteed. In the circumstances, my team and I agreed to set a realistic threshold. In the court, his team agreed a realistic threshold of 60% recovery. We recovered 82 million worth of assets, which will be handed over to the state, and established a structured pathway for recovering the additional 1.2 billion Ghana cedis.
See, say if we say Ghana United General, I dream what it's when say what there are some more court. Now we 100% guaranteed say Ubewinia, then there's a problem. But what doubt the
yes, of course.
It means say what there's some court. Let's say judge the case ready. When you have sufficient grounds say obe convicting the pakona, obedient the pakon who have been.
Yes.
Because at the pakon you must see him innocent until proven guilty. But was say it was not guaranteed. Yes. Can you tell us any case one of it my guarantee say ready obedi for over them 10 years.
So on what basis is he on the media platforms accusing Aduboy and others say Oma Dibonia e bin see that into omu ko jail to omu for pre-bargaining? On what basis?
Say ebia omu 100% recovery.
Emrana idi NDC for no. Yes no nko. NDC for no ye make sure say oma wi sika omde kakra beba no oma from ho edi. Oma sem no yin free court. Na oma ka no de ya dream no eye se omaye bone a yemfa nkotena media na yenka court mbo yemfa nko yengu omani mu ase yemma mafo yemfa yenka ntonkrofo tirim se we mu de omaye bone yefo. That's what they are.
Me dey say MPP be ye eba aba mu bi ma me pese be tie agency bi na ya hwe omo yese omo diska you put 60-40 for yen say bi time adi 80 that be page 80 am ni ba for ama o man no na ya di 20 na 20 no ya fa 10 almost fa 10 because I commission based for work ma ko prof
me small point me we na o there hwe unim me class remember
you
na me o campaign coordinator menu
it is die
o hu na man
ya ese mo
sad no ye no fi so o sheda na o pese o indict dufo no say ni ambition any dufo ba no
we sure
and me kind of be referred say no sa not here na sa no dey Colin Dawda Colin Dawda sagle media no yes muso oba ya attend no oba January 22nd 2025 it was Wednesday
okay
24th January Friday no file no le prosequa so at the first case no near to review
yes
ni Tuesday 28 that same month no no koye opuni there no
okay
28 adeche ni Wednesday 29 January no okoye ofusampo for there no
okay ofusampo for voice no
ni Thursday 30th January no okoye esiama e there no
okay esiama na governor
yes ana otwentwe so kakra na waye be 1 2 3 4 5
no feedback
otena se kakra
no se muda ho
yes ana osa okoye Colin Dawda there no after a month
wo kan say wo Colin Dawda
there no
yes, baby, we indict no.
Yes, we indict no.
Yeah.
In paragraph 2, you see, I'm saying of course, the article 88 is clear. Say, who filing no prosecutor.
You are not under any obligation. Yes.
But I think in Nakupon, na o pushing some message ni hu adwini pa wo mutini no expose wo mo magana for hu. Share on the paragraph on page 3 of the statement also treat him the interwajai cases ni na on the Colin Dawda there no. Or say, in laying the charges or accusing Gofredame, so a mistake. So lay charges against Colin Dawda no. Because one no think of say environment no any a canal or the 200 million no it may be a cost into Osenka it's kind of cry less. No we no TBB can say the prosecution in this case also failed or neglected to take account of payments that were made by other ministers who took office after Colin Dawda. For instance, the Honorable Atachia, as Minister of Works and Housing, approved a payment to the tune of $5 million in 2017. That ought to have been considered in determining the value of the state funds that Colin Dawda had misapplied.
So Colin Dawda had misapplied.
Yes.
But you know you are bonny.
So $200 million na charge no. Or think or take $5 million in free.
Never 195.
One time free money. In your Colin Dawda man.
But me use a question. Lawyer will have it as about profile. Lawyer Bacho see ye convicted will be ye dey as about court wa. Say if I say you stealing na. Yeah, not the quantum of money involved no. You know, can we generate radio to be for about 1,000 into won't go prison, but within the year 25,000 to go prison.
Engine this is an court near court no share and I'm on the penny 2 years. Said Nipano Obonitrimopo, so the bockro no, and 2 and more a bockro no, and I be a non Nipano so previous record be and that's sometimes the court which may take into account the quantum.
Yes,
but generally no. I see ni pani yankasa.
But so far I say they establish an act of stealing no. I say okojele de bemwako. Osu Magistrate Court. I say we chepa be 15 years ago. Obi ko wi cylinder. Yes, na aduane ni si jaso. And I call Korea cylinder no. Mamle didn't do 5 years. Say yes na dey cost 15 years ago. Not cylinder year. Well more Korea makwa to. But 55 years.
Say and no say okay na attack so. In deterrence.
Yes.
And say will be area bicycle. And crowd they say ano ye she.
Yes. Obi ama o man ahwe $200 million. Also, I think I take $5 million is free man for your charge. No, say anti free money. All right, and the for I want to be radio 95.9. Abejafo and the more difference. Papa. Go for seven catch them say panel no more fantastic. Yes, you cook so and Wakasaki to a so no or make you could gen points into no. Ne dear hall no. Will be say
mental map Peter so unko a lot of media platforms no unko kasa because you are very good at analyzing things from documents. And now in say make say oh yeah the no dem kai. Me say oh yes it is typical of Laboni trained journalist. Yeah, me dem ho aka ho. The issue is that we train was our kind of so there. I will have one holiday. You can't ultimately cast some abroad for documenting back. Bombe Bekat was say verify and verify get and double check. They say you don't be for. I was for young call professor as a gbedi ho. Na me hwe enkomo baby what the best I say dia ko beka kakra ansa na wa me akọ monetary policy na back of Ghana for Eddie Ebina. Prof,
budget. Wednesday.
Aye. Sra me wo.
Ah, sir.
Any IRPP any no and you be community a general manager di honko mo be enim kakra don't worry more relax na enye adwuma no prof pacho he fa na de be fa anobe
yo go don let me say we can chill that
what you tea ba chen be my message so bonya say professor atia
o helpful me brother so me chia no pa
yeah do so
me too can be brave obojuma let me say my request my special request is here
okay
the note no
waje
it's on for back no the mention if you know what
full text no na the prof dey na kwa kan
there's some relevant you know what circle
na volunteer for mo ya
but the prof uje mo che ne say 64 na say 70
no we buy my ban temper na me tikan
I see
but you be brave na my team in you so be now diff na my phone from say no who pictures
yes
or cook for the communication director but in what vaso a good initiative so when decide the career decide am
hey say we dey buy deal
oh yeah decide am dada abi am I say the kofo enter e chiska e plan ansa na ache
okay
the como clan ma coaching ko keten then ba benyo time this one ko to be naija na be so was
we so kwampo de like e beba be se nyame aduma July it don't be 3 months crowd woman mutimi anyini yo ati when you find classic example of reduce might
right
you pay you beji
right that's very brave. Let me say, me need be a started fee, but we be on the oak boy be on the pass IMF for Abewarne Ghana.
Yes.
On the policy, I mean say a year on exchange rates. Now, we be say IRPP many can down must be brave. We be boy Wednesday. If I have the home komoka be damas. So that's all had there in Namasi. With super buy and then yasan kutu.
Aye, the nyamiasi.
Etini.
Aye, that's it.
Go for never touch. Say odom. Eti atie for na for some a sojuma di no. Say no must be brave. Na because lumba wo nsusu no. Ya ka ho asem kakra say. O say o generate oboa for GDP.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
GDP will contribute in the part. Obono nyum na nkofo koton sa. O generate
of course.
Economy.
Yes.
Or plenty deals. Now, yedi see the home komo ache. Na yedi betu just say o mine senya buy so muno. Rate na etiko form no. Na akwa bia na yehu bida. Akwa kodu be 10%. I mean 10%. Na yebe home funi kakra. The exchange rate idea affect all the other economic indicators.
Yeah.
Interbind the strategy of the buy and they say, Obo besum. No one making a name. Internal obey. Into share media budget. Obe won't say a expenditure about 18 billion. And they just say, me spend it. Me project, me tiaka. And it was validated in the media budget of the quantum are buying wakati in terms of expenditure. So reduce revenue by 3 billion, 3.2 billion. Why would you cut your expenditure by 18 billion?
Property is to be more.
revenue also benyano. Wolusu wanya almost about 3.2 billion.
Okay.
Into expenditure and so called cut over cut is saying.
Expenditure the same.
And we were cutting 18.18 billion. And it's just the other day. It is kind of what you're saying. And this is also confirming the reason on person spending. Now to me control exchange rate keke. My whole this kind of me fan call. Send an exchange rate no tier. If you say Mabomodin because it controls other. Okay. And on the IMF in paragraph 17 of IMF's report, and I read here. I say, there's a report from IMF. The Bank of Ghana should maintain an appropriate tight monetary stance until inflation returns to its targets.
Okay.
Reduce its footprint in the forex exchange market and allow greater exchange rate flexibility.
Allow say allow when you say bibia so bibi man.
Bibi even footprint.
I said the footprints or and allow. Ni me no you can say.
I'm only trained for bit my child.
Just I did yasu somo.
Yasu somo.
As it almost ye nyem kakra. Ye nyem na Bonika said water will find its level. Come on.
Enti ujema and no betinti so control now the tuguma and ball mine. We ye here will be fee amano bekacha yana. Ye kaya omanchi.
But the same yamin chadi President Mahama himself or confess you.
A bit more control.
Or confess say what name a friend is say governor of the Bank of Ghana. Ashisha did no more who say Ghana, ye actual strength of the city no, you say this our what can be sir? Prof, minus all the message.
Oh,
yes.
Oh, inti me no na hame na I say you best this body say control your economy. On say akasa economy ejinanyuma and nice rest on 4 pillars. One year the fiscal, development on budget. 1 year the monetary policy, build for control. 1 year external development, another rail sector development. She said, ultimate control exchange rate, which my name be brave. That is a plan, so that you have a man who say, or born nobody.
Okay.
But the way I'm a phone of a shell, so you fee forest market. Number, demand and supply and determine the rate. So hold on, let me say kakra make no. Okay. Now can be a war. Your friend is saying monetary policy. Now ubesha indicators are the half year yenyano is superb. Let's be honest. But points and when they buy. Foundation be and a war. Nye and answer foundation.
Okay, Prof. was say, 3rd June 2025, President Mahama reviews the real value of the cedi and what's causing its depreciation. Now, you say President John Dramani Mahama has stated that the true value of the Ghana cedi against the US dollar lies between 10 cedis and 12 cedis. According to him, the recent appreciation of the local currency is due to a balance between imports and exports, stressing that maintaining a fair equilibrium is essential to achieving the cedi's true value. The only reason for the buy, say, is between imports and exports. Did they on work on? Okay.
Hold on. Until you know, be see ho.
Yeah.
I tell you for now here for the dance here near cause. In fact, actually, me sorry na say o for ma. When I say many veggie.
Oh, of course.
One choose for us and pack on. The problem is say a change be brain na cost so buffer untimi planning. And not there. Because of course we gain it. Above also we gain it.
Yes.
But the volatility we can say changes a corner and a help be. And one else on account. Yamra monetary policy rate. Me ye the debate the other tuja. Publication RFP publication. Let me say no one joy. The debate the other tuja say BOG4. You say Ghana for you this is say Ghana for sua de papa say now system e wo mu no unti fa sem enkosie
da bi
ye be hu e kan papa say obechi obi sika fa she book ame wo discover say obi a fa konko he say do bi a hye bi a kan debate de ba ne say BOG for Ghana for hu ekwan a monetary policy no say nipa suben ana ofihin ena kwan be so na calculate no na bi aso ti ase debate de aba no on the calculation no yan ti ase MPC rate the committee that determines the policy rate there should be education I'm say Ghana for you bet ti ase say your phone number we ni afa rate we ni do akosha ha ni generate figure say na GDP it me calculating no
yeah
say na other indicator me for say omo budget no they should find a place of education. The next how the figure be to jar, obia and debate on that figure. Policy rate near there. But no, a benchmark rate. BOG4 SET. And then banks no ECOG rate the loan or central bank now here supporter rate the mom no. Now, Obrinbeka said it signals cost of borrowing. It guides GDP, currency stabilization. What's annual money in our mind? Auto to seek our GDP growth. Send your fast or better to Yana. Sounds now so be Kojisika fi banker. Bank for no Mujisika de bano. And who say, oh, Yakoji, Simpoa or BOG Odia. Also, bar. Send it, remember. Na debate eba ne say anka BOG for nchechemu ko ya nchechemu a de bia no na sebi yebeka ne saa o share budget ni mu a media budget na ba bia em say abani in terms of figures when nya bi kra increase a credit to the private sector you can twi saying sika me fa ne say ye de ma ankranko nyuma ana besia de mom no si hu e de etoso no ana ne siso no
interest no
and call from no ekoso yeah
hey sir
from the half year like 29 the report in the media budget 31%.
Yeah, no asset by a BOG na because we are 31 na even if it is 25 component I will call private banks na
you will increase
but we go 40 kra
until oko BOG say policy rate was setting on
yes
na 28
and I say e cost say
and etiba form
okay
about 25
okay
good can you me but who say sa 25 na and na bank commercial banks no
yes
omo markup
of course
yeah the be account into
personal cost
we to say Ghana reference rate
yes
a year header are below which bank into more business see the benchmark be at all to say fee or ecoso
yeah
and no it's almost about 20 your check in is about 26 or so
okay
as at that time it is and no and the lowest rate it's just bank will be varied. In total side we are talking about 130 basis points.
Wow.
Which is say high.
And nodding.
Now, Ubisa say, if you are saying no, but don't share country which is say Ghana, you're 25 to say. You Nigeria, the MPC rate 18%.
In Nigeria.
Country say South Africa 8%.
Wow.
Kenya 13%, Egypt 19%, Angola 17%, Morocco 3%, Ethiopia 7%, Tanzania 6%, Zambia 12%.
And then you said then was
over francophone countries now so around 6 or 7.
Yeah.
Francophone you know ba ejaba akoso abedijo. So no kwakoje bisiana se we na de mana or the product ni be do African after market here promote here the headquarters aha na e wono
yes
headquarters ni pono the rate is 25 Ebi a center na ebi di dwa no. On rate no 25. Infrastructure ban na private sectors no. Obija. The debate say BOG for rate now the buy 25 years so yeah calculation I was think I 19%.
But okay, yes, but now political terrain na woman in we busa say na let's say 2024 and let's say as compared to now 2024
good 2024 now it was around less than 26 or so 26 or 25 if I stand for correction but the point is that then I'm not at 2 years at that time
okay
your kwanya your fast so ekakreti sa gift intermaker say omiantia say MPC rate no a kwanya on fast so omoye no me atia say ye because the indicators are your fa e dey computation no ti den no mu yusu e dey aban ba yan say BOG governor no or the innovative by the first MPC meeting a committee go on yes 7 or so 6 so our committee no members no na decided now the first report of the buy no obia decision or take here no the buy person when you say okay
yeah
never see that you bonabaso as soon as it's not no say or can say then go no way so there we are not decision about na ebi so bisa say adamu vote ana if you are not be a pajan say me okay you for 25 okay we say you for 10 okay when that you share near the call year near far na say enti say but the normal practice in this committee a formula system in your share the first indicator you share a take a decision inflation into go on so inflation no say a cost no pija MPC rate in him
na
cooling it down to say inflation was so an form
above
from 20 something about 13 points above
yes
consistently say above
yes.
Another issue at the competition GDP growth
yes
a cost through another form
a cost through
yes it's just yeah o target our person end of year 4.7 this one now o cruise about 5.3
just what you
call onim into a cost yeah the not factor no inflation and 2 factors
yes
the third factor interest rate
okay
the interest rate TB rate 1991 day now above from to 14.7%.
Okay.
Then also I take a nose that
yes.
Fiscal position. Your primary balance above from recording 1.1 almost 1%. Both commitment and cash base in above from. External sector. Your reserves. Naka will be cover export cover be cover in France or made to 2 approve one. Maybe say 2 or 3%. I mean 4 months or so.
Yeah,
it's a
4 months.
It's a 4 plus. It's just 5 indicators of if kind
we are doing good.
We are doing good. And the Saudi rated bar I was say reflecting to what is what. So our basis point now what is so.
And yet
300.
No.
It's
not reflective of.
It's not reflective of this one ever for.
Yeah.
Do I one customer media budget? I confirm it's a rate no. And what high?
I'll say perform.
And what higher? Your initiative in reforming or helping private sector growth no. It's on why. That's the basis.
I see.
Into sure, the budget no they buy any no. Reforms are be bois ama private sector acronym. Now is the engine of growth. A bois mo man ye pejako enim. So o hetina o ma man entime nyinko. Because our core bank that is kind of emodua or babaka Ankran ya no better than my anxiety.
Of course.
Making the cost of living very high. Microphone to Minka. Tikodon, I say kakra meka wo hono no say kura ye wo mu no me fa ne say adwafo nyina okuro no be di dwa wo mu no. Baby omo fi no. Omo rate wo higher. Obed no dija obetimi microphone na compete.
Dabi ontimi ye no di
debate dey back room no say BOG and education and you the formula and how this rating etuja you find the indicator where Ruben edition you find way that's how we compute it now more a certain figure
okay ka figures no me mu hye me kakra ja market kakra me hye you find the personal analysis na
ngono hobby
personal analysis no pino political ena economic ena no social tino technological na economic no enti de nam 20 something percent and I say 31 as I say na Morocco for de nam fase be 8% as I say na Nigeria for the 18%. Nigeria for the bit kwa na ntia be krom ha. It was just business in Nigeria no be establish business e wo Ghana because what bad ku teska kakra e chen yen. No wonder say shops kakra kakra ye no man mo say no. Shop kakra bi a Ghana ni be bre pass obeje ba ko no. But say Nigeria for age me say no wa ka bom.
E honan kom if I say honan kom on.
E ho no. E ho ni asabo no.
The economic advantage ni wo ha mo no. Because say u ko chado omaji omu abeji asase no esi dan ni wi a no akotena ne krom no ama omumu account no dey rent here wa
true no apega na ni bi oti oholo eti oya so oga eti what oga ne say person na Nigeria ni bia mahu bebre even hachu adenta western dey say that any holo but hachu
odi asase na go ba wa unye ready so besi no the form na no we see 3 story no onu uni problem so am the uhia no na ya man oni pa corner account
yes
restaurant no nim say wo nu aduane nu ampa obedidi wo e de kama obesi restaurant no the amount no we will be oton no mani bibi amount now there so economic environment wa ha no
I see
and unti na ntoko e ba no mu na agitire mu no
I see
because ne ho to no wa ha chen ku
ya no tira tembi alo mon ka ga no ase bone no
no ko titole here ko shops wa here kwa kra
wotimi ko ho
what say
prof wotimi ko titole say no we grassroots I was for Professor Isaac Bodi food soldiers to ho or food soldier yes all called grass for the horrible all right was for the Professor Isaac Bodi
communication director so be proud
one we movie industry was a Nigerian for movie ni bebre me de 10 million almost 10 million no or ne betwa movies bebre aha ba ko kra no obe struggles obey into who script now ko Nigeria now they are mom no my no when you see aba but hano the cost of doing a creative business no extremely expensive but honey extremely cheaper
thank you yeah also send debate in mind say view me who how calculating na you
yes
nanko for NTRC
yes ya defia
so you see and
adeba could be inflation I think say immediate past chief statistician government statistician Professor Mire Finidi olopa ka ho nanga for inflation ase because ya no okeka kwa busa question at point akwa na omo de cement be mu na ye hwe say cement no weight say omo de to cement so eni ade ama say nkofo ohun sie ka say katoti inflation na ye no be brati ase etuwe no so de say ebusa ni na ye fa say de fa say botom all right ebusa for aha eye won to be radio 5.9 movement television so program ni di Bɛkyerɛ me fam god na Asare-Bediako lawyer kwakuta bi e wa say no mo and na menu akoka e wa say Professor Isaac Bodi e wa say no and of course class prefect friend is Peter Akoma lawyer na say
go don me kan kakra ne prof kan na ho
Martin
prof HH mo say currency no e cost roba sane e fluctuate no e mo adwedefo e no kre adwedefo bebre no o many nye sane currency no e koye na ho Bejise na nka ban no betimi ato ne bo ama aba fam kakra dan sania opon pesika gumu saa no obi a in March okra niema efra brochire so de ba beton Ghana hanom
Professor Kobina enim
Professor Sani Pano Gordon oto $15.6 15.8 edu tama niema ne be du krom hanom no na dollar no e 10 obeda aton niema no
no problem
edwadifo bebre aboka ebi mo soso no agidi se dollar no besan akosoro enti omoniema no omoha omo enton ne saa ebi se oto dollar 15.6 na se ne niema no ebedru na dollar no eye 10.5 10.8 na se waboka be 30 to 40%. Niema na se wote so enu nyina ka wonti na yenhu impact of dollar appreciation no ewo niema bo ho no onni dwedefo obi so mo fa eton niema wo opera ne wo mo kra electrical sa e kanko a if you say niema no ebi ya nipa na kra cable no fa so bi eni so emfa so so ye ketewa bi nanso so no oto dollar board ne kofa sa niema no obedu ye no dollar na ba form drastically na enka ne plans ho onim se obi anka aba form kra bi abe 15 ana bi a 14.8 dollar na ba bedu 10 obi a ono ekra sese no okra no be April May no ebetimi aton ne dem easily ba nipa no no di kan kra ya na ne niema esin so so eba no waboka nti aban no ma ye hu ne opese wo ye se odizika ahye mu da bia ma dollar na be wo 10 na o ma ye hu se nya ho ne begina so o ma ye hu se ne dollar yi gwedi ni bia ne ho no mo obenya bi o bank
omunya aka o maka ho asem wa
black market na obenya no unya no 10 esa e confuse market no
system na em power abuchi
ma amanfo lose sika sana me kan ye wo be fa no say etra keke
da bi by reality ano
odidwa okra $10,000 a oto no 156,000 Ghana cedis and 158,000 Ghana cedis
yes
e batena it means say sika na no 100,000 niema akofa no fa so say no benya wo so unya san fa so no nti nkofo bebre sika hye
na ABC no so apart from sika ne behye no and they said they want ne niema so ne sika na hye enti ebetima kana bonten say dollar aba form ya obike expectant yi ni say nka niema so beti but aba form no eso ti a o ma me lo odi dwa na o ma me aboka wo fa so a waboka it said they obeton at that level no a eti yana effect na aye minima
omo musika so no ebetimi asan nye sika asan fa bia ba begum nom dia dilute omo price no
okay
ni sika so no entimi nye sa enti obi ono ekra enema May no eba obetimi ate so kakra na ama nipa ono no ekra in March na aba no ontimi nton ne de ebi se eso oton a obeton no below san okoton no
na ejabe na wudi ni sa
okay amadwadefo ho akere mo pa
ketua bi asana Peter meba wo me musa profadi last week nwanwa pa for me say and this for parliament eko sakra embre bim revenue on oil any royalties na enema mi na say stabilization the yiwom na a friend is saying heritage fund say sika ye benya free oil mu ene royalties gold diamond bauxite ne sa na mane nyina no yesi ye ni nyina at once formula wo ho de betima di ni ne ene enchirima so de betim atum and this for parliament last week akwa sakra mbra ne say de ye mo kwano mu diska ni nyina ene
enchirima
yes o my di ama ya de mbra na tum ama o mo siska ni nyina no anke de beto fo enchirima no yeli ni nyina ne yanka ni nyina mom ne fa nko bibia efe no big push mu ne fa meye akwan na akwan ba ko a omo so mba beye ene omo se so called express way Accra Kumasi new one obi ka tear rubber road ya na do start ye wo ye 4 friends bypasses ya ebi edrube 60% completion rate ni ade eso omo se ho no ekwan ne mpro the best started from zero. About be for 4. Where are we towards? Prof, what do you know? I have had the call.
And yet, in the media budget, no?
Yes.
Omoka stabilization sinking fund.
Yes.
2 fund. It's almost creating a cedi and a dollar.
Yes.
On one breath, also per se, Odis Sikabi Koto as a hotel bar. And also under components near Yansum na Yendin Rasone.
I almost see a dominion.
It is hard to acquire.
Almost by 2020 years, in every patrol in Parliament approves allocation of oil revenues, media royalties to big push agenda. Where is city newsroom and me read this year? Was say Parliament has approved the government's request to dedicate all oil revenues and mineral resources, and mineral royalties to the implementation of the Big Push program, estimated at 13.8 billion Ghana cedis. The program, which is scheduled for completion by 2028 through domestic financing, is aimed at improving road infrastructure across the country. The approval follows a request by the government for multi-year commitment to support the construction of selected road projects under the initiative. Part of the Joint Committee on Budget and Finance report reads, the committee has carefully considered the referral and it is the opinion that the request is in the right direction. The committee also noted that Parliament had already approved the policy and the allocation to the Big Push program in the 2025 budget statement. Granting the request will enable the government to enter into multi-year contracts to execute the road infrastructure projects under the program. Prof, the working.
Go down. If I do, you are major. In fact, my team are coming. Learned colleagues.
Documents now. Dear a woman. Inuma nanado ashe asie.
Yes.
Yaka channel say a new jobs yebeye. Eno ye no single road no cobra no chrono no first one. And now for Kumasi one baby a new diversion one. Aka 40% near you. The miracle worker. The most inconsistent person when it comes to consistency, John Dramani Mahama. So Babe ye kwan for what deficits in terms of revenue? What huge deficit? Or person ye normal obetumi baby or din near sister senate for can be dear and some retirement. The one or person din niko. Uhia almost about $1 billion to do that express road. Now, ye can't say we no. Now we there is already done. Now, toll system now work on. Can no automate no. Never yen see start construction so that road will find a new motorway now. Opeso yen. I said the young one young school that and on one a communication crowd expert yamutu. Communication expert. Or why you post diploma in communication? Doesn't make you a communication expert. Someone. I don't know, Prof. But I say,
only your mancana. The titles like a seer, no, your professor.
Never ya wako.
Baba, your last order for office, they said they were James.
Central Research Chairman of NDC.
Yes, I got court next week or so.
Was a mobile, was one winning number friend professor. Be one
friend who now wouldn't go for a friend. About the yes, about a young girl be na wale ni mameti na wopasa serepa ehwa wo yehwa enti ne mame ka che ne se ede obehu se waje obi eduane ya di bi mu no se obesi aburu fie ho no wode ka bi twa ne nsa na ne akora si you so no da so jin kofo eduane di enti ne mame ye teacher ya wo no be fie be 3:30 today bi di yen so bu committee ni wo district assembly ho na oba fie be 11:12 oba ya na ne ba no wakoje eduane afi obi ho nda ne nsem etinem ohuni mamna wase why no wode na aduane ato me nsem no why no wode na aduane ato me nsem se wa me ye aduane amfiri me nsem na ma me hu no ade ode be ye no it is a professor na a central MP and the central research chairman wase wa witness of a friend professor bi no oba mi achew prof but my few minutes
interesting sir
Peter member why
so do we have a future if you do this, future for a generation, Inti abano you need any innovative way to generate resource income apart from this. Ayana because Obayem say this present administration will abandon the major project reforms.
Of course.
We're not targeting on low hanging fruits. Focusing on taxes. Do you know, sir, your friend is saying gold board. Gold board.
Gold board, yes.
Only mandate or more. And yet only somebody directed traffic so kita gold at Fabrani and Tom. Near control prices. 3 tax and kisumso. Or some directed traffic gold bomb or no control prices. We are refineries or some we see refineries added value to the gold that you're there caught. And no matter what semana. And no say yeah, a bit generating more money than what we are talking about. You produce your raw gold and send to people. What is wrong to set up refineries in this place? We are now going to you say better
expressway. All right. Obviously, where will the expressway from Accra to Kumasi begin from? And to be as I said, quite the best beam. Peter, young quite say, HB, and I may say, many Jim, she say, let's say, a lawyer, a casa. Now, yeah, time we need to know. Minim said, many enough time I can be the account. Nanka, Peter, would you bema? Lawyer friend is Kwame Adofo. What the young say make him that 5 minutes beer. Yeah,
of 60-40. Who can say I'm prof until my space.
Okay. Okay. Why would the 60-40?
So the 140.
And you 60-40 no over 40 inch. Why?
No, me a salesperson. Adia. You say bad debts and you negotiate and even sales reps bad debt wouldn't be a you about the cool our company into company no as a salesperson remember prof Michelle Peter Kawo to me into new business no day ban ye says he can and some a business but that than the case and no new business by income. Now me na ko and na ko tena say me I'm going to guarantee your bad debt service. 80 say 100,000 bomodia ne mami 40,000. You see a juma for no dey went to any nyina wonye. No in say baby a Peter wono when tiaso a untumi nya we no. Say se kan enko company no ho eyemi media. And only idea air cost. So to say bad debt say somebody is gaining from the back because inti mabusa question I say age you know a sales rep na Emma Ghana and yet mran odi eduma bi mu na say most obi dika inti die hianza makoede makoji sikana ba Sikana oji abano. At what point did the money depreciate? A depreciate here that percentage, you know, compound interest bend the what a chair say. Ye sika back. And then you can't financial loss that. Being a salesperson again, we look at the time. Any normal uyusu ye. A yeka. You are God in Bɛkyerɛ. Airtime is perishable. Yeah. Airtime is the most expensive product. Enti sa period time ben bank clean up no.
I think it's 2018 ho
baby. Sa period ni nyina ye work out over what calculate interest no what is the compound interest? What percentage? Say ye sika ye moka ke discount ko ye aduma kan si hu ebenyani. Wo but because Ohun say goodwill, everybody is running towards oh wakoji sikanaba kasi kan je ndia ka se obi ade aba enye ka se obi oko prison si obi tu aka na eno anso ode aba but eye to ensure say ye mra no ebe ye adwuma and ade ba ko ya ye fi ye financial institutions no mra ne ye straight say we don't want say obi befu say ni nyansa no osisi o man na so osisi obi enti say who create who na e so protect law the law no who ma back door say there mu use highway na traffic ho enti mu nkofa portal kwan na e wo kwan na chi what is this? That is what the AG is doing now, trying to tell people that because utie hineku example no dey here no and because you direct sales every buy no commission ni hu and you say na manya commission business na you say and I may few me and na me lead a case and me na me tie akunyam nti bi nim say na me hihye kana ma wo amma watua me ma long-term payment plan nobody can come against you e bedru oni e be free aban mu me ni say obi aba won to into case so that is what is going on.
Obi asende me quotation bi na me ni ji ho pa lawyer patron na ho te say
uni ahoyo na mozo
nyame adom ahode e wo ho abusafo lawyer Kwame Adofo ena ene na kasa no butukumase ye ba bedi nkumo ketua bi fa attorney general 6040 ho ye na pese di nkumo se emra kwa so no etese ba before no ye listeners na ba kwa send me message ma me read repeatedly was say the then minority leader na we atoforcing and was say on using small part of the heritage funds to fund free SHS was say we urge the NPP government to stay off the heritage fund, for it is particularly reserved as saving for the future generation, since petroleum resources are not renewable. The future generation deserves a shorter progress, and that is what the heritage funds seek to achieve. We cannot sit idle while the NPP attempts to mortgage our future for the partisan objectives. Where ye at force about a minority leader. Now discussion be about to say can use small portion of the heritage fund no nank and the free SHS Matthew Pompeo and then the prophet the camera it's a lawyer my memory hold but to be aboko there unia ketwa Peter Nkoma enso e wa ase no mo why
Charama me why
Matthew obejiso was so your best from na me patrol 6040 won change say den yom emra mu no law practice no what be da na bibi basa na emra kwan no say ne fa no
40. Many of my chief for no have for any baby of the Copinbia, movie action. In this is the 40 year old. Emran any say. So be a bonia in the Kujina court. It didn't assemble. As he didn't assemble so before, which you call prison and as a fiancé. Would it be man and who so? They move no. The court act. Emma opportunity say. Ebia wa skebia for us any final cause financial loss na waje tum say beginning wo kwa also get guilty yedi wasema but yedi wasema na what say ade em before nti se sadia ma men change me play no and to be change you play from not guilty to guilty then no was okay metia empathy sika ama omaya no. And they say you would be 200 cities. It's okay. And you met Pata man until India Bayano 300 cities. Now they are Pata man. So the Baya mean Fiasi and I mean prison. And then one scenario. And now say Abia, Sikano, Abia 200 cities. But let me know 180. Ama Omayano. I'm a pretty guilty. But I'll be changing to play from not guilty to guilty. Now, one day, ama attorney general agere ho. So mo ji tuma. Na mo de court. And also the court so ji tuma. Answer. The court ji tuma we are. Na court convict you on your plea. It's what changing from not guilty to guilty there. You are now convicted as guilty. Now you have punishment. It's about punishment now. And on that Sa epatasika no. So pata Ghana government and a state dia. Enye ebia ye ma wonko afiase. Enti ye Jesus kan asempatasika. Ni amoako. Nemu ye ni 60-40. So what me as the move 40 aba. Ana sister aba. Enti ye jasa no. Authority and bien ya to general. Ho. So no de ne pese. What chemu 60% to jasa na balaka. Then the cool woman said, your cardinal rule be among lawyers say you cannot act against your former client in the same matter our interest for your new client. And if no channel, don't act against your former client. But I don't know the problem I want to say. Dr. Dufo, one lawyer from the beginning. And as to say, what finding himself as the attorney general. They say, no, man, the client's number base, the state. Sakukwasa, so, Wadukura, or JCT, 49. Now, why not negotiate? You can't negotiate with your former client under circumstances like this. Because you are the lawyer. At that time, you were the lawyer. You continue to be the lawyer even after, let's say, you was position officer. It's that 60-40 not the bad idea. You would rather.
You cannot act against your former client, no. Just say unethical, but yes. Is it illegal?
Well, you are not allowed. In a sense, it's against our rules. Professional misconduct, such as to act against your former client, it's a professional misconduct because it's illegal. When you're the lawyer, something you are not allowed to do. It means you have committed offense against our rules. So what do I say? The illegal as in law, there's no criminal code saying you cannot act against you, but there's a legal code, legal professional conduct, professional conduct and etiquette. It's against that, and you are not allowed to do that. So what is the mechanism?
Matthias, enti obi betima petition institution bi se bia general legal counsel na se bia dom waye na ye unprofessional international so na then going back to 60-40 no the omaye ye betima ka se eye plea bargain na must satisfy all the requirements in the plea bargain exercise.
The answer is no, because plea bargain, at the end of the day, it's not a court. But where you also want to court crowd.
The statement it was one and call for wash a demon on one natinasi and no marriage to that agreement. It was almost a demo on your court.
And I say to crowd, it doesn't say that we're guilty or not guilty of those offenses. And it is that now this can I hear you. If I want your body, you will chase cut back to the state hiring.
Maybe a generous person and we will sky now. So, oh my God, I will make a kind of stream.
Well, you see, at a forcing case, company now, ambulance, then also are prepared to pay the money. Okay, but the state could not accept it because the company was not the person charged. It's an outsider, even though you are generous and happy and you want to pay the money. The state cannot accept it because the law doesn't allow him to accept.
The accused pleading not guilty.
Exactly.
Because we pleading not guilty. Will he go home as convicted person or not?
Or not. So in this case, Attorney General, that's what they say. Dr. Dufo is going home not as a convicted person. So on what basis are you taking the money?
You see, you're not now, or my candy, or my fiasem. It's the fiasem, and now, what dear, what much will join that banner say, e decide ya ja ye ntwetwem kakaka no bia ebugafo fa nko
any next time idea man dey was TikTok nye debut agrada di
agrada ai
no so no think in fiasem so was TikTok ho nye debut for 15 years am dey ma agrada mo ne ni
omuko mu deny TikTok is the right to entertainment
yeah the TikTok for animal nye happy cry because omo dey agrada omo say abuzigi pa omo ye dey mo na ko to fiasi
lawyer what alcohol man what alcohol TikTok oh
I don't know how it's which one is so uko wanko it's which one is so unako Facebook
ayi so for panyi bi na that time ayi lumba nyumba ya aben wa ha no na no odiko preach say anyum no ye wiase nyum ne mankofo nti ni following Sunday so for ama sorry edo mo so edo mo kwakosra no omko mission house so for let all ma abi wa na egbu no mo so for na nye enwa na last ka chese me ye mo was me the minto na beat no I will have the lawyer Kwame Adolfo ba ye musa last question na ye fa sorry so say going forward lawyer friend say Dr. Kwabado for when trace can know is a killer ntia is it enforceable in law because
media and they just be trace can there's no way so be trace can because of the 60-40 the crime is it by Simmons somebody
by Simmons say a 10.8
10 point something and who the attorney general will Attorney General Woody Massa, you need come over from. And Nadia is a case career. Now, proud and one of the light on him. What did you? What to be that? Wait a moment, 1 second. What to be that? What to be that? So why at all? Yes, what for what I'm there? Yeah, Markofi. What to be that? In the history of common law, you can have the whole world common law. What to be that? Yes, what would need die? What can so need die? And yes, what I would die in you, and never cool. What time you know, after one meeting, their condition. What to be that? What would I? It means to say. Sa papa OSC what you are now ni dan corner koto dan na Fakol Lands Commission na register as waba will make it bail condition what do you that
and the lawyer wo kase no ye careful say we need dan mi no wo wa kase we di mu dia wan hwe ya ujafo aba be frɛ remedial here wo ho na anything
remedial you have to go to court.
So my very name is but that practice, no. How do we stop that ridiculous? You say, I'm mandate, no.
He has to be. He doesn't have the mandate, as far as I'm concerned. He doesn't. Let me ask you that. Now, you see, under the law of crime, why would you accuse person? The state is not interested in your property because bail, no, is not intended to punish you. Bail, they say. And that's the object of bail, they say. Yes, you show up, Ubeba. Now, I'll be defending you. Now, you will be, I'll bet you making sure, say, Unyane. Or no other Padiano de Bessia, or be making sure, say, Woo Gordon, Uni Monty, or be money to one making sure, say, Unyane, Amane, the dying model. Now, who accuse person, you say, Woo for Japadia, but they see the crowd.
Unim semen so bacho ayi unse was be so cheme e no bomb me 5 million Ghana cedi bail condition e bail bond na damison na mi tu kwan dabi na mi tu kwan ho na wo mo amsurities ni mi no na ba ko audu ano se ka chefa na wo kokko passport be na mi hu se ha na wo ko na ye hwe bi wa ya because me nya sure say self recognizance bail this one will fall under self recognizance bail me boa
yenyehi Some you just fine and go. And say, every Tuesday, very important one. I mean, cheap it. On one kind. On one kind. Just a passing back. Or customer. What even say law I would do. There's no law. Not say he is the law, but he is not the law. Law be anyhow. I support this opposition. No. Master. And 2029, 2028, August. Yes. David. The time never so August 2028. In 3 years. 3 years. Now, you will have to account for his office.
Of course, and then the troubles in I made them interested in not going to now to Quabutinano. They were quite and then emphasize the bread or minor because I'm for so be no money, dear. You bet my charge.
Problem is, when they are occupying public office, they think that they are not accountable. But they are. It is taxpayers' money in the theater. You know, go to me, yeah, Coco, I agree. I don't need to tell you. You cannot say you don't like criticism. And it's a public office. So as long as you occupy a public office, people like you and me are entitled to express opinion on the job you are doing. It's your yes, sir.
Me adofo na yene ne kasa lawyer kwa adofo lawyer constitutional lawyer o Kumasi na no pending dik wo lawyer nyame adoma next week you no best start ten nya be 30-40 minutes bi I explain them why all right yeah that's movement television so Wuntumi radio 95.9 enche bia na se sori so anisa Professor Asare-Bediako e was Peter Ankuma e wa ha se no mo lawyer kwakuta bi e wa ha of course Kuka the marketing mogul also no more. Peter, Yankway.
I'll go back to Prof. Who's a Prof there? Obasi Ayana.
Dear, no.
Media freedom.
Make up Prof budget.
Okay, na media freedom one. I don't know my media person. That
can say, oh, you're biased because of a media person. Mama,
oh, so you're a lawyer. Yeah, can lawyer on one can be. That was a bias.
And that's what we say. Who's having a man can be.
That's my busa ring. Okay, it's my busa Peter. Peter Yanko.
A media freedoms.
They do another man. Okay, yeah.
But dollars and some can be beyond.
Okay.
Now, me did say no credit. Or say careful. Okay. NDC are buying home and throw any adada. But God is so wonderful, sir. Yana Oman Kasomanum I expose you. She profit about dollar and credit rating sema omode elbo ma baso no.
Mr. Sante Bacho ma said you bibi e ya factor so ma CA.
Obama credit. Share the media budget statement Dr. Atofos ne ko kan no on Thursday July 24th. On page 21 till Mr. Speaker, government committed to implementing the following measures to stabilize the exchange rates.
Okay.
And our ball, gold ball. And our ball, they've implemented appropriate FX forward options to support the stability of the city. They've also implemented 24-hour economy.
Implemented so we have had OSP as a street. And today, Professor Asare-Bediako, na we program mo ye no press center no IRPP ade no we say the OSP's 2025 half-year report shows 10 cases resolved, 7 convictions, and 306,000 Ghana cedis recovered, raising questions about cost efficiency given its 146.7 million Ghana cedi budget. And the prof can say I feel na na say hwe no OSP man 146.7 million Ghana cedis say ofanye adwuma sika wotimi dia bra o Ghana no 306,000 cases na 10 and now what is over 7 conviction if I no crampo no enye just this year cumulative cases o model market nyina e dia bom Peter yankwa ti prof de na wo de atoso no and prof de nyame nko ya fra wa no afra ye yeah Peter yanko
or say why implement good board why implement the me so why implement 24-hour economy
yes
whatever policy but about the same media physical policy review statement now in paragraph 66 page 15 I say it is expected that with the introduction of 24-hour economy policy, the big push program and the agriculture for economic transformation program, the GDP growth will be sustained and possibly exceed the target rate of 4% for 2025. So he's anticipating say obey implemented the 24-hour economy. The same budget, no, page 55. Or say in paragraph 290, Mr. Speaker, to support the transformative program, the Ministry of Finance will, in 2026 budget, outline the targeted incentives for the Volta Economic Corridor or 24-hour economy.
This is those one implemented that.
So, it's also a say CD no. And yet no one, and yet BB no implemented. Even the credit ratings no. So, ufa our boss and now ufa okofa the 16 June.
Yeah, no problem.
June of the Fitch. The Fitch about the ratings, you know. The normal Fitch report, no. Almost mujina so. The grade in economy from the junk or whatever DDP. The first one, I'm saying relation to the commercial creditors normalized. The upgrade of Ghana's long-term foreign currency. Okay, Ghana has therefore normalized relations with significant majority of its external commercial creditors. Ghana restructured its $13.1 billion Euro bonds in October 2024.
Wow.
And why no power?
MPP.
Ebio, or say debt restructuring near completion. Ebio, or say physical slippages, declining deficits, consistent with Ghana's record. Ebio, manageable debt service obligations. All their new momujina so boss it is based on the DDP or DDEP now.
Yes.
Abana ye no. And I pushy ama credit ratings no. Am I a good economic record? My final point on the new no. Okay, okay, winner statement now. Or say, you say 30 billion. No, you do banking sector to inapa. Yama. Now, my banks in Crampo good, and I say banks are in distress. That's what he said. Meanwhile, over the BOG report, the regulator of the banks, now, the first one, January 27, 2024, now I feel about. Sometimes I feel for the governor, my impo.
Yeah.
Or say on the banks, no. See, the banking sector continues to be profitable, well capitalized, and liquid. A woman, March 28, 2025, now NDC governor Naba. See, the Okafa banks. Or say the banking sector performance continues to improve.
Okay. Continues to improve.
Overall, the financial soundness indicators showed broad improvement in asset growth, solvency, liquidity, efficiency, and profitability. How did you say banks? Banks.
All right, Peter Nkuma and Motis Okasano, deputy editor, Dispatch newspaper, and Yeneno Ekasano. Amenko, lawyer Tebi Holmo, lawyer. Na yeshe na sorry swa.
God me that say yeba economy no ne budget no ne sika ye de to amanchiri ma no aboa omososo a na ye hu se Ghana for mebunu ema ye ni da ho NDC for clearly mama mebunu farmer NDC for wa ba mu no MPP aban eye se opone sa sika no kakra ede ye free SHS se bia Ghana for ma ebenya kwanya ko school free ndc for antiasia ndc for se enye emwa ye nchima no ho bekyere wo mo ade a na edc se nchima na mo benya da achepa no ene omo ba ye no mdo mo nka so mo pone ho omo se omo di nyina ba bi di nyina ye ma ye ho ekosi 2028 a no ske da ho nyina omo yisu we actually say omonwe emebunu da ache ho so omonwe emebunu da ache ho a ka ombema ebi ada ho ebeboa atoto nema ebeboa eyi emebunu ya kasa batu nsonsanso a na Ghana fo bi mo entiase ene ya ma omo 2/3 majority of parliament enti omo timi ye mre bia etimi take decision bia
I think we be major eyi pa se ma Ghana fo tiase
wo se Ghana fo ehu enche ba ye kwakoye by elections ye hu se ye ditumi ni nyina ehye NDC for nsa both ayi presidential de amomo ne de parliamentary nyina ka ho no se mo so mo bedi edem sana o master ye di edem ya o bedi edem pa me ye hu se o me prai nti we eya de a e wo se yesua bibi firi mu otena ekoto aba ye hu se ngose ye de tumi ni nyina ma NDC for sa e so mo nye nipa o mo sheda ewo tema ema Ghana for mabuno omo opposition uye bibia ma mabuno mka ho asem omba aban mu no sika da ho a mabuno benya so mfa so da ache no omo sie ni nyina ntwa yie bi de mesre se omo tinye ho bibi na omo sfani ni nyina omo nyi mabuno ho na mabuno Ghana for mabuno aye do so sen empanimfo no ye nya da ache pa media freedom issue me pese me kan kakra
mate cancel
aban yi ba so ye hu se clearly omon pese obi betimi akasa okrom ha se sui su a ye hu no PNDC ni NDC 1 ye free soja ban mu ana ye wura mampani a wonya de baby ko Rollins na odi o man so na bema entimi nkase krum ha entina yesi bema bi ene krum ha yewura kofo ba so emra na yewura nana akufo ado eye attorney general yeyi sa emra na ukasa
criminal libel law
criminal libel law if you honom na be se mechanic ai na so aban kwa kofa sa culture of silence na san ba biem se obi entimi nkase krum ha nti se no we are near target to Gordon one can say why a victim.
Oh yes,
why a victim? You make sure say ubia ye gidi say ne kasa mu no aban ye bibia ne kasa ebetia ne aban ne ye no ye ma no kasa nyi ne sasa na eduma minka bia mamu e wo say ye ya tena krom ha ensem ben na media for anka amfa MPP aban ho eso obie ne hono mu a ye kye no ekofa abe a conditioner sabi eni mremu ebo no ene ne NDC for aban e kan se oti dansuma nglefe na anya sam na woni dan esan se woni dan ti no bail ho be de ama
wonya bi
oti dansuma gamanye na wonya sam ne ya kyewo eko ebu akwa na wonya asem so sometimes charge some de bono just to make sure say ye di hunu na wontimi enya no okroma ntimi ye yawo sala eno ene ekwan mo de media for faso na se woni dan okroma no ma na se wo wasem Ghana hani pa do sen ena omodan ewo aban ngumam ofo bebre dan ni aban ngumam enti na se obi epese o deal with you a ndi for person deal with you a ne hia so mo use OSP se wo hwe emra na nanado e wo so MPP wo so a sumaya OSP edanadi mu sa me no me hu no se sa na ban ne pe no enu nti na wanya hoden edi sa adwuma no isa ban attorney general kura no on the bibia media mu na oye beboa Yes, sorry, yeah, some never court, no, you go court, in the media, yeah, press conference. The same posture, enna OSP take inti sana aban no ahyehyɛ ne nneɛma sɛ yɛnkɔ. And sometimes, me just say OSP no more use no more odi sɛ adwuma no. You be blame no, but yɛn ho sɛ aban no paint na ɛkɔ so. Aban ne mpa OSP ne say na nanka ɔyɛ ne nneɛma paa. Me just say nkɔ no. Emra ɔhyɛ aseɛ.
Ate.
Clearly onye obi a opese court opese oye serious with dwuma odi no na e fall in line with some aban no pese oye ne niema eno nti me hu ne saa yes reka ma me nka bi de o se media no enya kwan eye na dwuma eno beti yes ye bu journalist ablekwan of ye hu ye
o man penya ka ho hwe
agenda no ye mo bi ankasa yes re Ghana no ya chichifu baabi aba beduru baabi ya beduru baabi a nipa bia wo enya kwan eka na sem sane opeso ka no ya besira ban mu mpanifo ya besira yewura John Dramani Mahama ya besira NDC for mpanifo mu no mudi o man so omoma media for no ho ntomo
medase ya dase pass wa kebia mai Mr. Santi Pacho birthday message ba ko bia ho mo fato so mai na ya wish na ya nsore so na eye bebri was system no more according to be brain so on come as a crime but so come 1 minute but my memfa ye na ma be see you know be your friend no Mrs. Akosua ye boa Mrs. Akosua ye boa 80 na baby 80 na baby Mrs. Akosua ye boa nikunu na akosi prempe o New York ene ebusafo nyina no ja jamu nyina ase omu nyina ma happy birthday Mrs. Inti nti nyina no ma happy birthday Mrs. Akosua ye boa AK na baby happy birthday enjoy your day now was 1 minute be on 30 seconds wait 30 seconds
go on yeah that etiefo ase so mutie e kan bi kakra che MPP for
yeah
Dr. Mahmoud Baumia odi yenim corporate to me Ghana for ni MPP for mba eyo madwen se ye ma MPP entwa so MPP nkotena se yes amre biom enye Dr. Mahmoud Baumia de ne ko yenti ni lose elections
oh da be
se ono nti a anka wenya voter yehia no anka ebehu se Ghana for beto ma ye parliamentarians no actually be count as here
am onu mo malusi
but Ghana for na anto no o ma anto ama both parliamentarians and the flag bearer.
Yeah.
Clearly, any flag bearer in India.
Yes.
Inti my party no assembly nyina enso nipa baako.
Yeah.
Me gidi say oye nipa wada ne ho wagina wo se oye enema ne kwan onimdie no ye hwe enema ode gu akwan mu any policies a nanka obo be implement ya eyade etasomu pa e wo se ye man akwanya ebe adwuma obo adwuma as running mate obo adwuma as vice president campaign be na wa anye
wa ya
oye campaign pa 2024 campaign Dr. Mahmoud Baumia ye oye na ho pa but clearly na Ghana for
take decision bi awie
e wo se MPP for tena nche kakra ye man akwanya me gidi say ye man akwanya this time Ghana for say ye hu NDC for say fakadam enom de ye certain senkwa inti omobegina tum ye support no na ye man akwanya no nkobiem me gidi say obeji tumi na mai
all right me da say ebusafo a mo hwe ye aha eye wuntumi radio 5.9 bichi mo de digmede nyina eba awie no na anopeya me sorry me hu video bi by Paul Adomwache no so eda empanifo ase no wo say the wife na ka che ne say Nana Akufo-Addo former president efre no Dr. Baumia enso fre no MPP fo mpanifo bebri efre na bana wo se sales no wada obi ase obi akọ no mo enura meniko kaderu da se bre ene atasapo nyina ye kọ ho no mo Moses Abo ene empanifo a on mpanifo mo ka ho nyina enura nyina ye kọ yuko eko through support behind Paul Adomwache mpanifo mi ye namase in fact mfa cheme me ebra OSP chime by the time ni ye yimi mum ye yimi mi see for mo na na dot about many akra te so mu kokumase nti me pie na ne mu se lawyers bi aba me ho ba ko ne ono lawyer poku ye fe no upiki e no ba me no so doctor ka che ne say omumra me mame e fe ne say legal support aha no mu yetu another person dey me refi ni din eni mpelifo bebre e ba ho no mo in fact 4 days later na me ne the rundas be ne ye twam na akufo adofie ni nche ne so oluma be fi ye nche ya na dante en fo ne kwacha so ho no mo dia ibusa no so ho ni wira kwacha no ya me boy de chance ya no say God na nyina se no echa na mate se first watch na ye den watch wo ena me chichi ni mu no so okay e de nyehwe na nyina part of it na but ye che me no ni spokesperson Fatia Abubakar ne mpanyifo a ya run mu nyina frame enti no MPP fo enkoso nya aresemu se mpanyifo ntu obi agyeje mu ema obi ensuro nkase obi de tumi bi agana fo de ama esa be hunhuna Ghana fo obi ani sa tumi no koso ne ka wasama pesa woka na emu no our advice say asama pesa woka make sure say hote ena enokre wo nyina so na beka sa asem no enti message empenifo ma serve under previous government kufu ado aban no besere mo hand over nose ne de mo documents na mo party nyina kama mo fa ba kontu fie say bibi ni ye tebe kwa so a matam na mo de aba besere mo because baby ye wo mu no it's not looking that pretty it is a meka and empenifo beka hu nyina no ye da mase masa Billy of course ye da ye general manager Chris Okwekwe ne wa me 1 hour extra and na ye di edwuman Mr. Sante so yeda wase eno bi yoka ho nyina extra producers nyina no yeda wase ye kono mededa de lumba anyum na esa ejabu nyina. A blissful weekend, we are out of here.